Hey guys, welcome back to Chatting With, and this week we have another special guest on my channel, a retro gamer, collector, owner of a full PAL Sega Saturn set, and the funniest guy on YouTube. It is Mr. Shockz16. How's it going, Adam?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for that little intro. That was
Right.
that was rather nice. The funniest guy on YouTube.
Well, you are, yeah, especially in the UK community.
That's going on my resume now. Then the little part, that little banner on my channel where it says Renegade Master, that's been deleted now. Funniest guy on YouTube. And then it's like being quoted, Snestastic.
Nice. Yeah, I'm sort of I said to Steve yesterday, I'm just sort of working on it because I keep, every time I do one of these, I think to myself, how am I going to do the introduction? And I can never get it right, so I'm just sort of winging it, and it sort of just flows. I did one with Steve, and it went perfectly. And I was like, just do it off the cuff, it works.
Yeah.
So where I want to start this really is just to start at the beginning, really. So how you got into gaming, what your first system was, what you played first, that kind of thing, And also, if you can as well, because you're from Nottingham area, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, Nottingham.
Yeah. So I want to try and find out what it's like in your scene as well, like back in the 80s. What were your friends? Were they gamers as well? That kind of thing, and what you was all playing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I know, yeah.
So I've got to remember all that. Is that the question all in one there then?
Yeah, we'll just go. How did you get into gaming first of all? There you go.
Oh right. So gaming for me started when. So, do you want me to go from my earliest memories that I could?
Yeah.
Right. So, well, excluding stuff like the Pong consoles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the first proper gaming experience I had would be with the Atari 2600, and yeah, I didn't ask for that console or anything like that. It was like my parents had this thing where they would buy stuff off people they worked with, normally second hand or something like that, just because it was cheap. So I was always getting little surprises and stuff like that, and the Atari 2600 was one of those things. I didn't ask for it, and I can't imagine that my older sister asked for it either. So they just brought it home one day, and yeah, like I said before, then I'd only really experienced stuff like the old Pong. What was that one with the dials? Is it the Odyssey or something like that?
Could be, yeah. I'm not too sure the old stuff.
Yeah, so that was probably the first thing that I ever experienced, and then seeing this with its colours and stuff like that, I thought, "Hey up, what's this?" Do you know what I mean? And yeah, and it's the only console that I remember as well that we all used to play as a family as well. So it wasn't mine and it wasn't my sister's. It was just like a family console kind of thing, and yeah, so that's where it kind of kicked off on me. But I wouldn't say that got me into gaming as such. But that was just my first home kind of experience, because before that, like I say, Pong consoles, maybe a bit of arcade games and stuff like that. But yeah, I was still really young at that time as well. So I don't know. You some things you take in and some things you don't you? And yeah, but that's where it all kicked off. So some of the first games that I remember playing on the Atari 2600 would be the original Mario Brothers, the arcade port. So
where you go through the screen and on the other side.
Yeah, you basically you have to nut the ledges and flip the turtles over and stuff like that. They come out the pipe, don't they, at the top, and then then you have to nut them, you flip them up, and then you jump on and you have to knock them off the shelves, kind of thing. And then there was another game. Can you remember a game? Did you ever have an Atari 2600?
I didn't. My family friend had one, and I played it once at their house. So I know some of the games, but not all of them.
Oh right. So I don't know if you know one called Plaque Attack. Then
I don't know.
So it's kind of like you're in a mouth, and you control a tube of toothpaste.
Well, no, on the 64.
It could have well been,
really familiar. Yeah,
it could have well been. Yeah. And yeah, you control a tube of toothpaste, and you've got hamburgers, hot dogs, all kind of candy floss ice creams and stuff like that. And if they land on the teeth, it kind of dissolves the teeth. But you've only got so much shots as well, because like a regular normal toothpaste thing, it kind of goes down in size. Do you know what I mean? It rolls up kind of thing as you're shooting. And yeah, that was one of the earliest games that I remember playing as well. Was that Plaque Attack? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, because that's really weird. Because you just sort of thrown a memory there, and I swear to God, I played that as a kid. That sounds so familiar. I'm gonna have to look that up on YouTube now.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't surprise me if it's not an exclusive.
Well, yeah, on the Atari days, yeah, of course. So,
in fact, this it. Oh God,
that's what I got.
I was gonna say if it was like a multi-port, then that probably not even the best version of it.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. So obviously, like you had the Atari. When did you get your first system for yourself?
Well, it was like, I don't know. Do you class it as a home console? A home computer even? It was the Atari STE.
Oh, nice.
Because was the E like? I don't know what the E was about. Did that have like a better sound chip or something in it?
I was going to ask you the same. I think that's from memory from Blue Tonic. I think it's the MIDI one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where I know it from. That's why it stands out. Because Blue Tonic always points out that it was the Atari STE, weren't it? So yeah, that was my first home console or computer, whatever you want to class it as. I think it's a home computer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a micro. Do you class it as a micro, or is that just the 8-bit ones? I'm never too sure. It's a computer, that's the main thing.
It's just a computer. It had a printer and stuff like that. So yeah, it's computer in it. Keyboard, computer. So
yeah, exactly.
So I used to love that setup as well, because I used to have, like in my old bedroom, I used to have like a worktop kind of thing, and it went from one wall to the other side of the wall. So it was like all the way across the bottom. And then on one side, I had like my little portable television in one corner. And then I had my Atari ST in the monitor and everything in that corner. And then I had like a little kind of cassette ghetto blaster in the middle of it. So it was like, that was like my childhood setup. And yeah, and then, like I say, that came with a printer, but it was one of those old dot matrix printers where you got like the it's like perforated paper down the sides, and when it prints out, it goes and then it goes like, but it's like a bit like a typewriter. It like prints a line at a time. It's great memories, but
we was talking about that today actually, because a guy in Canada, when I was on Twitter, I was talking to a guy over there about Commodore 64, and he said, did you ever have the printer? And I was like, I swear my dad had the printer. So I was talking to him the other day, because when I was young, our house got broken into, like when I was really, really young. And I remember I've got this vague memory of like his computer was under the stairs, and it was all the paper was thrown everywhere because they couldn't get it all out because of all the wires and stuff. So the Commodore never got stolen, thank God. You know?
So because of its complex wiring, it was a safety feature.
Exactly, yeah. They just went, I'll solve this thing.
I always used to think that, because you know when like people used to get robbed back in the days, and they used to nick like the big TVs and stuff like that. It's like, how did they get away with that? Do you know what I mean?
Well, we never got ours nicked because we had one of those big wooden cabinets, and it had shelving and the doors underneath it and the TV on top of it.
Oh yeah, that was proper retro. Did it have like the dial knobs on it?
I can't remember. I can only remember like the cabinet and things. I just remember it's a really big beefy telly, like But it's like,
oh Jesus, man.
Yeah, that was shocking. So with the Atari, did you ever get the Amiga, or you just had the Atari?
No, it was just the Atari ST until the 16-bit generation came around.
Right. And what were your memories with Atari? Like, cause at that stage, were like you and your friends playing together, or was it just you playing games?
It was mainly me. I mean, I had a lot of friends that used to come around and play on it and stuff like that. So, like, because I had the printer and stuff as well, I used to play on an art program called Degas or something like that. And we just used to like draw things, and I used to have like a dartboard, and we used to draw pictures of people we didn't like, basically. Print them out and then put their faces onto the dartboard and stuff like that. And so yeah, we had quite a few laughs just pissing about on that, really. But game wise, this is probably what got me into gaming, because so stuff like New Zealand Story and stuff like that, which I think is a fantastic platformer, but you can't get it on much, can you? I think you can get it on the NES.
It's on the Mega Drive, isn't it?
Yeah, but is it a Japanese exclusive or something like that?
That's I don't even know. So I've never seen it on the Japanese one. I don't know if it's Western or not.
Yeah, I think it's an exclusive.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. So you got NES, Mega Drive, Amiga. I don't know if was it on Commodore 64 and Spectrum, and that probably was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I imagine so. Wasn't it?
Everything was. So.
So without investing in something like that again, that's kind of one of those games that I'll probably not get to play again. And then there was another one called Sly Spy Secret Agent.
Yeah, I know. I
don't know if
brought that up. Was that Jay that brought that up? I can't. Someone brought that up recently. Yeah, that's the arcade game where you skydive down at the beginning.
Yeah, you jump out the plane at the beginning and you get to put your code in, so you can put like 007 if you want. It's basically just an unlicensed James Bond game, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
It's like they couldn't get the license to it or whatever, and then they just thought, "Fuck it, we'll just call it Sly Spy."
You're probably right there. So what was it like in your area at the time? Was it like just computers, no consoles, or was anybody have like Master System more than theirs?
Yeah, it was a mixture of both really. There was around about the era that I had my Atari ST, there was a lad and a girl, actually, brother and sister, lived directly across the road from me, and they had a Master System. So I would go over there regularly, and he would hire games out from a place called Video City. I'm not sure if that was a chain or whether it was just like an independent thing, but it was quite like well known in the area for renting stuff out. It was basically a video rental place basically, and they did games, but it was like half and half. So it had a massive selection. It was like going into a game store basically, but everything you saw on the shelves you could hire out. It was really great. And oh yeah, talking about that guy and his sister that lived across the road from me, actually, going back to the Atari 2600, the guy that lived next door to them was a guy called John, a bit of an odd geezer. He used to hoover his grass. He used to hoover his front lawn.
What, literally? Yeah.
Yeah, he used to come out with his vacuum cleaner, and so I don't know if there's anything behind that. Do you know what I mean? Any of you like kind of green fingered YouTubers out there want to know if there's anything behind that? He had a lovely lawn, had a lovely grass. But yeah, a bit of an odd fella. But he used to just have crates and crates and crates of like different games that he would let you hide. Like you used to give him £1, and he'd let you have like 2 games for a week or something like that. And it was just crates of like Atari 2600 games. He had Commodore games, probably some Spectrum in there and stuff like that. So yeah, if you wanted games on my street, it was quite easy during those times to get games. Yeah.
Were they legal games or like we used to get? Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was all like proper. I'm not sure about the Commodore thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. When it came to like Commodore and the Atari ST and stuff like that, it was probably there was probably just copies.
It's really funny when I think back. I said to my dad the other day, I had like literally a chest of drawers full of games and the Commodore 64 games, and I know some of them. There's a place called Evesham Micros. We used to get games for £1 for them, but the majority of games I had were pirated. And I said to him, "Where the hell did they get all them games from?" Because I was a kid, I couldn't get them. And he's like, "I don't know, I must have done someone at work or something." And I was like, I wish I knew what, the same with the Amiga as well. All these games just sort of appeared. And it wasn't sort of like Monkey Island 2, really, when my mate Brian, who was older, was starting to charge for pirates. But before that, I don't know if it's family or friends. It's really weird.
Yeah, you see, my cousin had a Commodore 64, and like nearly all of his games were copies. But I never had one. I never had a single copied game during that era. It wasn't until like the PlayStation rolled around that I started getting into pirates and stuff. So
yeah. Oh well. Yeah. So when you went on to the 16-bit era next, which one did you get first?
Was it the Super Nintendo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Before the Super Nintendo, though, I had the Game Boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the original Game Boy. So that's why I don't know. You can probably see it just there.
Very nice.
The collection. Yeah, that is. Well, it's not my original collection, but all the games there is all the games that I had back in the day. So that's as big as my collection ever got. It was.
So is that what you're going to do? Just leave it at that now? Just the one you
have? Just leave it at that. I might get one of those multi-cart ones just to play some games that I'm interested in playing, but I don't want to really spend the money on buying.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And how did you get into the Super Nintendo? Was that something you'd seen in magazines and you wanted for Christmas, or was it another thing?
Well, basically, round the corner, I used to hang around with 2 brothers that lived just round the corner from me, and there used to be another lad that lived directly across it. This estate, everybody knew everybody, by the way. It was like one of those kind of estates. So yeah, and he had a Mega Drive. So my initial plan was to get the Mega Drive, but these two brothers had the Super Nintendo, and they had Street Fighter for it, and that's kind of what sold it to me. And also Mario Kart was another big one that influenced me into getting my own. But yeah, my Super Nintendo actually came from Toys R Us. It was the £70. I still remember how much I paid for it as well. 70 quid. Toys R Us, Starwing pack. And Starwing was the only game I had for months as well until I got Mario Kart.
Yeah, I had a Starwing pack. I didn't even know I had one.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, when I was trying to figure out how I got a PlayStation, and I put a video on YouTube, and I found it in my diary in '97. And around about the same time, or a little bit earlier, I found an entry where I'd, for some reason, gone uptown with my mates, and I'd just come back with a Starwing pack. I've got no idea. The only thing I can put it down to is because I had the Mario World pack originally. I then swapped that with a kid at school for his Mega Drive, so I could play Streets of Rage. So I've got to assume, because I knew I got a Super Nintendo back at some point, so I'm assuming I must have dumped that Mega Drive and got that SNES.
You did, like, trade it or something like that, do you reckon?
I don't know. Cause I'm not, if it had been 97 or even 96, I would have been working, because I was doing like, what you call it, like, I can't think of the word. Not full time. What you call it?
Part time.
Temp work. That's it. Temp. Yeah, but like when you can leave school and you just do what you want. So I did a bit of college and a bit of temping in like factories and warehouses and all that sort of stuff, and just whatever's coming up. So that could be what it was, because I didn't get a proper full time job until '98. So yeah, it's really weird that is, because even when my PlayStation, I thought I had it earlier, and it turned out it was '97. So yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna say, because '97, that's quite late to be getting a SNES, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah. It's just one of those things. I probably just saw it and went, "Oh, I'll just buy another one."
Probably still one like just cheap. Probably selling them off cheap back then. Do you know what I mean? In about '97, so you just thought, "Oh, I'll snatch one of them."
And so, what are your memories of, like? Was it mostly just Starwing and Mario Kart that really, like, the nostalgic games, or some more?
Yeah, they're the games that sold the console to me. Basically, was those two games. But I mean, there's loads more on it. Let me just look for reference. So what we got? Super Mario World, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely classic. Has to be the yellow box edition.
Definitely. Unless you're 16-bit Brit who has both.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got both. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
I know. I don't know if he's got the Mario All Stars World though. That's the one you really want to get. I mean, that's the ultimate.
Oh yeah. See, Mario All Stars as well. That's another big hitter for me on the Super Nintendo, I reckon, because like you say, it's got all the games in on it, and like you say, you can get the one with the Mario World as well, can't you? So
yeah. Champion 2D told me it wasn't worth bothering with. He said, if you got All Stars and World, don't worry about getting that. But it's kind of like a collector thing where you go, I would like it,
Yeah, see, I've got All Stars and I've got Mario World, so I don't see the point in getting it. But
yeah. Well, that's the thing. If you do buy it, you end up just using that one cartridge, and the other two just.
Well, that's it. The other two become obsolete, don't they? So
yeah. That All Stars packaging, though. I mean, that's like proper nostalgia. That is. I think one of my friends had that at the time. I just remember that yellow box. It's like. Oh.
Yeah, that is. It's like eye catching in it. It's like as soon as you see it, you think it like takes you back to a certain time, don't it? Do you know what I mean?
Totally. It's the same with Mario Kart. I remember like getting drunk and just sitting in my mate's bedroom playing that.
Oh yeah.
The battle mode.
Battle mode, mate. Yeah, battle mode. Classic, like 2-player game-ish, that is, isn't it? And the little trick where you get the feather, so if somebody like shoots a red shell at you, you can just like jump out the course and stuff like that.
I still maintain it's the best version of Mario Kart I've ever done, but
same. So do I. Yeah,
it just holds up really well. I think even because I know like with the newer ones, like number 8 and that, they've made it a bit easier, so you can win the races and stuff, and you don't feel as challenged. Whereas I find the SNES version, if you don't play well, you just lose.
Yeah. What would you say is your favourite Mario Kart apart from that one then?
Well, I haven't played all of them. I've only played 64, the Wii one, and then I played 8 on Wii U and what's it? I ain't played it on Switch. No, I did. No, I ain't played it on Switch. I was trying to. God, I get so confused. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I haven't played any. Oh, of course, I know which one it is. Obviously, it's the is it Super Circuit, the GBA one.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, so that'd probably be the best one. I mean, technically it's a SNES in it, but
Oh yeah, true.
just looks a bit nicer.
See, for me, it would be probably the Wii version.
Oh, okay. Double Dash was on the GameCube, and then what's the Wii one called?
I think it's just called Mario Kart Wii, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the one that came with like the steering wheel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Obviously, like you had the SNES, and then was it PlayStation straight after that? Was that the next one?
Sega Saturn.
Oh, the Saturn first. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got the Sega Saturn not long after launch. Well, I say not long. I think it got released. Was it something like November or something like that of '95? I got mine in '96, like very early '96, just after Christmas. Because I never used to get games consoles for Christmas because my birthday's in October, so I would usually get my gaming stuff in October, and then it would just be like games and stuff for Christmas. So yeah, like the Game Boy was the only gaming console that I ever got for Christmas, and so yeah, that would have been just after Christmas, probably like January, February time or something. I got my Sega Saturn.
And what was it that got you to the Saturn then, as you'd had a SNES and not been a Sega kid?
Well, it's actually Nintendo's fault that I got a Sega Saturn because...
It's because of the N64?
Yeah, because of the N64, basically. The delay of it. So, my mate was... like, the two brothers that had the Super Nintendo, the older one, he was like almost fanatical of Killer Instinct, the game. And he followed that and... like all the way up to release of when it was coming out in arcades and stuff like that. And in Nottingham, we used to have a place called Quasar. Do you know what Quasar is?
Yeah, we said that in Birmingham,
Yeah. So Quasar is
Laser Quest.
Yeah, Laser Quest basically. So there was a Quasar, and then the front of Quasar was an arcade. And when they closed Quasar, they kind of extended the arcade bit and turned it into an official Namco arcade in the later 90s and stuff like that. So it was like really nostalgic memories of always going in there, and they was the first place in Nottingham to get Killer Instinct cab. So like I say, my mate was almost like a mad fanatic over that game, so we went in there to play it. And I always remember at the start of Killer Instinct, it has that advertisement on the arcade cab where it says coming soon to your home in 1995, only on Outtro 64. So we was hyped about that. We thought, oh yeah, we're going to get a Nintendo 64 or Outtro 64 with Killer Instinct on release day and stuff like this. And we thought it was just going to be magical. And then it got delayed. It got a name change, and they never even released Killer Instinct for it, did they? In the end.
Yeah, you got Killer Instinct Gold, which was Killer Instinct 2.
Yeah, Killer Instinct 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I still think they should have kept Outtro 64. I mean, it's a cooler name.
Yeah, much better, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they should have given us that arcade perfect, Killer Instinct. So I was just basically left a bit disappointed because it got delayed, and in the meantime, that same guy that I was just talking about, who was fanatical about Killer Instinct, he was a couple of years older than us, so like while we were still at school and stuff, he'd left school, he'd got a job and stuff like that. He started working at Morrison's and stuff like that. So he had like income, and he got a Sega Saturn on release date. But up until then, we was buying it might have been Mean Machines, Sega and stuff like that we was following the release of the Saturn in. And our HMV store in Nottingham, they had an Japanese import system at the back, and we was playing Sega Rally on it and stuff like that. And yeah, it just sold it to me, so that's why I ended up jumping ship to Sega and going the Sega Saturn route.
So actually did that. What was it that got you into PlayStation after that? Because obviously they were around at the same time, weren't they?
Just the hype of the PlayStation, really. Just playing on it around my mate's house, my cousin's house, like, because I think there was only me and the lad that I was talking about, the older brother, that I knew that had a Sega Saturn. So and everybody else, like at school and all my mates that lived around me, they all had PlayStations, so it was kind of just getting caught up in that hype. And but yeah, I didn't jump ship until about 98 though on the PlayStation, so the Sega Saturn was probably like on its last legs around then anyway, weren't it? So
yeah, that's true. So what was the PlayStation scene like? I mean, I've been talking to you in the past. I know that like myself, piracy was like a massive thing with the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, massive. Yeah, rife around here. Round my ways, there used to be. So I used to live in a place called Bulwell in Nottingham, which had its own market basically, and down there used to be a guy that would sell pirates just like on his market store and stuff like that. He did it with everything. He did VHS tapes, he did music tapes, all pirate, and he never got shut down. He was there for years and years, and never got shut down. Just selling pirates to people. How the hell he like lasted for so long, I do not know. But yeah, so we used to buy a lot of them, and then a lot of my games though again came from my mum and dad. They just bought them off people at work, but again there was all copies. I used to come home from school sometimes, and there used to be like a pile of games sat on the dining room table, and I just be, what's all this? And my mum just like, you say, oh, it's some games for your PlayStation, like so.
Did you ever get into doing the cases and the disc labels and all that sort of thing?
It's funny you should say that. I can't reach it. There's one on that shelf that I found the other day, and I made my own sticker for it and stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, I used to have one of those. I don't know what you call it. It's like a plastic thing. You print the label off on a piece of paper. It's like sticky paper, and you push it down on the disc, and it just stick it.
Oh, you was very high tech.
Oh mate, I used to do it. Always do that. I used to do the front cover, the back cover, the whole bleeding lot. And I'd them old CD racks we had when we were kids, like you stick them on your wall with the little vents in them. I had like a wall like that in my room, and it was just full of PlayStation games and music CDs, and it's just like yourself. I used to just, because my dad's mate at work used to get them off of like Eno, and I remember like one Christmas, I think it's about 10 games I got. It was just like a massive parcel. And that's when I got like Crash Bandicoot 3 and the FIFA that's got Beckham on the front. Was it like 97 or something? I think it was.
Was that 98 Road to World Cup? I think that was. I think it was.
Okay.
You might be right.
I have no idea with FIFA, so I don't know. Just know you got Beckham on it, and that's it, you know. But yeah, that was a great Christmas, man. PlayStation. It's really hard, really, because people don't understand unless you lived it through it how important that era was, really.
Oh yeah, it was like nothing you've had before, because it always felt like gaming was aimed towards like a younger younger kids, weren't it? And then the PlayStation came out, and then like adults was buying this, like was getting into gaming and stuff now, and it was kind of like, it was like gaming got serious, and it wasn't just seen as like a kids thing anymore. From my perspective anyway, it seemed like that.
Yeah, I mean it was. I mean, as we all know, they were putting them in clubs and things, with, like all people out partying and stuff. So it did give it more legitimacy, didn't it? Because as you say, like before, and I know some people still think now that gaming is for kids, but you know, it's gone so far beyond that now. Oh
yeah, I mean it's like on par with a movie now, isn't it? Some of these games that you get now,
it's insane. So have you? I know you've got Xbox One. So have you always been like just PlayStation, then you switched to Xbox, or have you had both? Or
so from the PlayStation, I got the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, and a big surprise.
Yeah, and then the PlayStation 3 got delayed, didn't it, as well? So
yeah, it's not 2007 that was, wasn't it?
So I was originally just going to, because I'd had the PlayStation 2, the next step was PlayStation 3, but because it was kind of like delayed a bit, I was on eBay one day, the early days of eBay, and I saw this listing, like this auction for Xbox 360, and it was so cheap, and I thought that's got to be a scam. It's going to turn up and it's just going to be like an empty box or something. It's going to be an Xbox box or something like that. But I thought, in for a penny, in for a pound, I'll just stick some money on it. And I won the auction, and I thought, this is just going to be so much of a scam. And I waited days and days, and it didn't come, and I thought, yeah, I've been scammed here. And then one day, this delivery driver just turned up, and fair enough, I got an Xbox 360 for like almost next to nothing. But the only thing is, I didn't have no games for it, so I had to then order games. Like, so I had this brand new console for like 3 or 4 days, and I had nothing to play on it apart from that game that you get installed. Is it that hexagon puzzle game?
I totally forgot about that. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally forgot I did that. Bloody hell.
Yeah, that's all I had to play on it.
So with the 360, is that something that's become like really nostalgic for you now, and that you've got a collection for?
I would say the 360 is probably one of my all-time favorite consoles now. I just thought it was amazing, that console. Yeah, because I eventually did get a PlayStation 3, but I waited until the PlayStation 3 Slim came out, but it seemed kind of lackluster to me in comparison to the 360. I don't know if you have a different opinion of that.
It depends how you're looking at it. I think if you're looking at cross-platform, then the 360 probably wins that. But if you're talking exclusives, then it's I'd probably say it's a draw. To be, I know you could probably make an argument for PS3 being slightly better on the exclusives, but when you look at what Xbox has got with like the Halos, the Fables, the Forzas, Alan Wake, and Call of Duty 2 and others, it's a pretty fair fight, I think. You know.
Yeah, it's to do with like it's subjective, isn't it, to what kind of games you like, basically, don't it? But so yeah, my PlayStation 3 just was more or less just a box for exclusive games, and I never really bought anything else for it apart from the exclusives. And then whereas my 360 became my main console of that generation, but it weren't meant to be. It was meant to just be like a little stopgap before I got my PlayStation 3, and then it, like I say, it kind of took over. I wasn't interested in the PlayStation 3 much when I actually got one. So
what are some of your favourite games from that era?
So for 360, I'm gonna go with the Forza games. I spent so much time with them because the 360 for me as well was with the first console that I really got into online gaming. I'd never done it on. I know you could do it on the PlayStation 2. Could you do it on the original Xbox?
Yeah, easily. Yeah, it's got Ethernet on the back of it. So.
Yeah, but I never like played online game. I don't think I had the internet speed to do online gaming. to be honest with you, back in those days, dial up. I don't think a dial up connection would have been good enough to play like Call of Duty on or something like that. But Forza 3 and Forza 4, I spent so much time on them, and the Project Gotham racing games as well. They was amazing online. And then, of course, Call of Duty. Everybody's played a bit of Call of Duty online, surely.
Yeah, Call of Duty 2 is the only one I've ever played online. All the others I can't play them.
Really?
Yeah, you just die. There's no point. Yeah. Call of Duty 2 is a bit slower paced, so it's a lot easier to play because you can wander. Well, at the time you could wander around the map and you didn't really see too many people, so it was like you could just sort of like hunker down and hide and stuff. Whereas modern Call of Duty, you just get murdered, so there's no point.
Yeah, see, the one that I used to play the most regarding Call of Duty was the Modern Warfare, the first one kind of thing. Is it Call of Duty 4? Yeah. And so we played that, and then obviously we went to Call of Duty 2 and stuff like that. Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops was one that we used to play a lot as well. But I can remember around the Black Ops era, or it might have been just a bit before that, we went back to play Call of Duty 4, and like the servers just weren't like moderated or like that, and there was just people hacking the shit out of it, and we was like having matches, and there was like people flying through the sky and stuff like that on it, and it was just like what's going on, do you know what I mean? And yeah, so I bet those servers aren't even open anymore, are they? So
well, that's the curse of modern gaming, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are you feeling at the moment? Obviously, you got an Xbox One at the moment. Have you got a PS4 or you just got the Xbox?
No, I've got a PS4 as well, yeah.
You got a PS4 as well. So, I mean, how have you found this generation, and how are you feeling about the next generation? Are you interested?
Well, if we're doing the console versus console thing, then I don't think there's much in it regarding the consoles. I like them both just as much. I got the Xbox One on release day just because the Xbox 360 was my favourite console of last generation, so it was just like a natural progression kind of thing. But yeah, between the two consoles, I love them. as much as each other. I don't think there's much between it in this generation. Again, it's just comes down to the exclusives and what kind of games you prefer, really. But yeah, I'd say I've got a lot more games on the Xbox One though than I do on the PlayStation 4. But again, I don't know why. It's not it's just one of those. It's just one of those things. Like I say, there's nothing really in it. They're both great consoles, in my opinion. This generation, though, for gaming, I don't really think there's been much to separate the consoles. It's just like, I don't know. It's been a bit of a lackluster generation for me.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of catch up at the moment. I've got tons to buy. The only thing that's really blown me away so far has been VR. I mean, that's just a game changer. Yeah. Have you tried Shenmue's VR? Have you got one yourself, or?
The only VR that I've been on is the HTC Vive.
Oh, okay.
Round at Dan's house. Do you know Dan?
Yeah.
Artist formerly known as Dan Central.
Yeah, going way back, yeah.
Yeah. Now Clottal Vids.
Get a plug in.
Yeah. Give you a little plug there, Dan. I expect the check is in the mail. So yeah, he's got the HTC Vive, and we've played it around his ass a few times. But I don't know. I don't know if VR's really for me. I don't feel like the games are complete enough.
You don't like the simplicity of it. You'd rather something more in depth.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just. Yeah, it feels like you're not gaming to me. It's like I like the experience, the immersive like kind of experience of it all and stuff like that. But to me, that pulls me. It doesn't feel like I'm gaming. It just feels like I'm experiencing it rather than playing it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean I don't know what games are on the HTC, so I've only got PSVR, so it's hard to know the difference. Yeah, you do get when I've got PSVR, you get the experiences which. There's the one where you start in the shark cage. That just absolutely blew me away. It's just the weirdest feeling ever. But in terms of actual like games, I've got Blood and Truth, which is essentially like a light gun game on rails, and it's a Cockney gangster thing. So you got the whole storyline, and that is incredible because I mean you get to shoot everyone, but you also the interaction. Like you get to use screwdrivers to undo locks, and you can open up doors and climb up ladders. I mean you climb up a ladder because you got the headset on and you're using the moves. And you're like going on like this. It's so weird. It really tricks your mind. Like
so you've if you go to like look up, like you're climbing her.
It's proper surreal. Some of the stuff I'm saying. I mean, obviously Ben like is massive on VR, so he knows a lot more.
Yeah.
There's a game called Astrobot, and it's a 3D platformer like Mario, and it just changes the game when you play that because it's like you don't want to play 3D platforms any other way. Yeah. I always say there's a level on that game. I was sitting on my couch, and you walk into this room, and the room fills with water. And it feels like it's up to there. It's so weird. It's mad.
Feels like you're drowned in.
Yeah, proper. It's really strange. It's like little things like the bloke could walk around. You walk around the corner and there's a column, and I was like, I can't see him. What do I do? And like normally, obviously, you just move the camera with the stick. So I'm thinking, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong here. All you got to do is just go, all right, and look at him. It's so weird. It's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And it's like it's one bit. There's a platform above my head. It was above my head where the headset was. And he's walking across there, and I can just see like the shadow of his feet, and I was like, I understand it. So I just stood up, and I'm just like eye level like that. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, but I think the problem with VR though, I think really it's the price of the stuff. It's so expensive to get into it. You know?
Yeah. Am I right in thinking that the PS VR runs better with a PS Pro as well?
Yeah, that's what I've got. Yeah.
Oh, see, I haven't got a Pro. Yeah. I've just got like the normal PS4.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what actual difference there is between the two, to be quite honest. The only reason I got the Pro originally was because I got a 4K telly, so it just made sense, you know. But yeah, and then of course I found out the VR was supposedly more powered with the Pro. I don't know, but you know, you never know. A lot of this stuff now, the technology, they tell you this stuff, and half the time it's bollocks. So
yeah, true. Because I basically went to the Xbox One X because I went 4K, but like I say, I got the PlayStation 4 before I upgraded the TV, so it's like, do I upgrade to a Pro? Is it worth it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just more money and more money all the time, isn't it? It's just...
Yeah.
And so how are you feeling about PS5, Xbox Series X, Series S, and whatever other one they bring out? You know?
Do you know what? I don't think I've ever been less interested for a console launch or anything. At all. I think it's nothing they've shown me as sold me on any console or even the generation at all. It's just like I just don't care about it. It's just there's just nothing out there. Do you know what I mean?
It's depressing. It really is. My dad keeps saying to my dad's going, yeah, you're just saying that you're going to buy a PS5. I'm like, maybe in a couple of years I probably will, but right now I genuinely don't care, and I've never felt this about any system.
Yeah. Because it's inevitable is the word I was looking for. Inevitable that I will eventually get one of the consoles, or even probably both of them eventually. But at the minute, there's nothing that makes me want to buy one on release. It's just I'm not interested. Just not interested.
I mean, the games they've shown. This is what I've not understood why everyone got so hyped and went mad for the pre-orders. Because I'm like, they've got Demon Souls or whichever one it is. It's just a shinier version. They've got Fortnite, you can play it on your fridge. I mean, that's on everything.
Yeah. Play on your fridge.
That was it, Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, that's some old PC game that's been on everything.
Yeah.
They've got a Sackboy game, which is Astro Bot without the VR and with a Sackboy. They've got an Astro Bot built into the console. I don't know if you can do VR, so that's pointless. And they've got a new Resident Evil, and the new Call of Duty, obviously, because that's just going to come out here. There's just New Horizon Zero Dawn's come out on PlayStation. Xbox has got a load of games I don't give a shit about. And it's like Xbox had the most to prove. It's like Phil Spencer's going to giving it all this about how he's going to change everything. And I'm like, well, where's the games? You know, buy Bethesda, and everyone goes, oh, he's bought Bethesda. It's amazing. Oh my god, it's the best thing in the world. I'm like, did you see what they did with Rare? It's like, come on.
that is a good point, because like I was one of those when they bought Bethesda. I was kind of like, yeah, but then like you say, it's like, well,
yeah, exactly. I'll probably make a private game.
There's two ways this could go in. Yeah.
You'll have to see a Thieves too.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just,
dear.
It's because this is I hate to talk about it again because I bring up in every video, but the Intellivision Amico, that's why I'm going that way, because to me that's the most interesting, innovative, fresh thing I've seen in gaming in a long time, and that's going like right back to basics and the old school of doing like high scores and things. And it's like,
but will the Amico have Grand Theft Auto 5?
Ah, well, that's a good. Might have a top-down version, not the PlayStation. I'd like to see him try that. That'd be good.
Because that's like kind of like the biggest thing they've got in it. Oh, new consoles coming out, new generation. What you got for it? Grand Theft Auto 5? What, again?
I swear to God, when I saw that PlayStation event and that came up with that, I was like, you taking the piss. I was like, it's unbelievable. I swear to God, it just feels like to me like Sony and Microsoft have gone, COVID's happening. We don't know. We're not going to have enough console. Bollocks, we'll just put any old crap on it and they'll buy it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've never known a game to be milked more than that game. Honestly, they have milked that cow dry, haven't they?
It is shocking. I don't know. It's a real shame. But, I mean, eventually, as we're not going to say that we're never going to buy them because we're not. We know what we're like. But it's.
Oh, yeah. We're gamers. We love our consoles, so it's eventually going to happen. But it's just when. Isn't it?
Yeah. And that's the thing, you say you've got your Xbox One X, I've got the PS4 Pro. There's not a massive leap going on, so you can wait another year or two easily. Yeah.
And have you noticed, like, a big difference? So, like, when you was playing, I don't know, if you had, like, a normal Xbox One or PlayStation 4 before you got your Pro.
Yeah, I've had a PS4,
have you seen
Xbox.
Yeah. Well, have you seen, like, any major difference between playing, like, a game on one of those and then playing it on like the enhanced 4K like system?
Other than frame rate, probably not. I think that's about the big up.
Yeah,
really. Yeah,
that's what I mean. There's not a big enough jump there, is there really? And
no.
It's
Go on.
It's getting like mobile phones, in it. Basically, you're gonna get all these consoles and they're just gonna be the same.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or I'm getting more cynical or I'm just seeing it for what it is, but it's like. I look at like all this 4K, this HDR, this 8K, the consoles, the phones, and all this, and I'm like, it's all bullshit. I've been a sucker for decades now, and I mean, normally I'd be getting ready to upgrade to an 8K TV. I'd have an 8K Blu-ray player if they made one. I'd have a new PS5. I'd have the lot, but no, I just don't. I just look at it and it's like, it's crap. It's like 4K. I bought a 4K TV and a 4K Blu-ray player. Turns out 4K Blu-rays are a load of bollocks, and it's a lie. So that was a waste of money. But at least I can upscale my standard Blu-rays and save some money. But you take HDR off, and you've just got 4K resolution, and it's like I can't tell the difference between that and a normal Blu-ray. Right, so obviously, you're a retro collector, as you can see. How did you get into the collecting in the first place?
So I used to be a member of a car club, believe it or not, and there used to be a guy in there who still had all his retro consoles from when he was a kid and stuff like that. And we went round his house and we was playing on some of his on his Mega Drive and stuff like that, and his Super Nintendo, and it just kicked the nostalgia within me, and it was just like, I need to rebuy a Super Nintendo now. So this was before YouTube as well, so probably like a good couple of years before I started the channel, and so I can't even blame it on YouTube really. It was just down to him playing on that, and like I say, so I just got the Super Nintendo, but it wasn't the pack I had, which always kind of bummed me out a little bit. But again, it was kind of like early days of eBay, so it was back when you could pick up nice boxed consoles for, do you know what I mean, a fraction of a price you get them for now. So I just picked up a Street Fighter pack, which it's got some nostalgia to it, that pack, but it's not the one I wanted. But it did the job. I got a Super Nintendo back, and I bought Mario All-Stars and Mario Kart were the first two games that I actually bought back for it, and it just kicked off from there really. And then from there I started watching YouTube videos of people that collected, but it was mostly like Americans and stuff like that, big American channels. And I thought, do you know what, I'm sure I can't be the only person in the UK that collects. So I just started typing in UK retro gamers and stuff like that, and then this whole community just kind of popped up, and so I became a bit of a lurker for a couple of years, just watching like you guys that was here before me and stuff like that, and that just got me into it more. It just made me like, it's like that influence thing. You see somebody show something, you think, oh, I won't mind that. Do you know what I mean? And then that was it. Exactly.
Even now, it's all these years. So when you got the Super Nintendo, was that like, at the time, you was like, I'm happy with that, and I'm buying the games for that, and obviously you've been able to buy games that you couldn't buy when you were younger, or was you looking at other systems at the time as well?
Well, it was mainly just the Super Nintendo. I didn't really have any plans to be a collector as such. But then that guy who I was talking about from the car club, he actually gave me his Mega Drive 2. He just like gave it me because I did him a favor, and so he repaid me with that. And so then I started buying a few Mega Drive games as well, and then I started watching, like I say, watching YouTube, and I was watching somebody in America collect Saturn games, and I was like, Saturn, do you know what I mean? And then that was it. And it was all downhill for the rest of it. That was it.
As it always is for most of us, I think.
It just blew up from there, and then how big the Saturn collection got and stuff like that. So,
and what got you? Obviously, you say you were watching YouTube. What got you to actually make your own channel?
It was basically just watching you guys, because I just thought there must be a UK scene, like I said, and then when I started realizing that there was a big kind of UK community out there on YouTube, and it all seemed kind of like close knit and stuff like that. Everybody seemed to be really friendly, and it was all like community spirited and stuff like that. I don't want to say that that's gone from YouTube now. I mean, it probably has, but it just seemed a lot more closer. Like everybody was kind of interacting more with people and stuff like that, and there was like everybody was giving shout outs, or if you're not seeing this channel, go watch this channel. And it was like everybody seemed to be there for one another and stuff like that. And I just thought, well, I'm doing that, but obviously I'm not doing it on video. So I thought I might as well, like, so I think it was Interghost that I started talking to, and he said, oh, just make a video, just show what you've got on video. So I think my first video was a pickups video, but I did it from behind the camera. I wasn't on screen or like that. Then I just thought, you know what? I just put myself on camera, and then this is what you got. And that was basically my YouTube venture into YouTube. It was just knowing that I was part of a community, but not being a part of. Do you know what I mean? I was doing what this people in this community was doing, but obviously I wasn't doing it on a camera, and then I did it on camera, and then I became part of this community online, and yeah, it was just great because now I had people who shared the same hobby and interest that I did, and yeah, it's great because like a lot of my friends, like I've grown up with and stuff like that, they're not retro collectors or like that, so you can't really talk to them about it. It's like they lose interest in it and stuff. So
yeah, that's so true. I mean, all my friends as well, they all moved on and got married and whatnot and had kids, and even like 20s and things, they weren't really that bothered. They weren't even that bothered about modern gaming at the time. Whereas like I've seen over the years, been on YouTube, a lot of people over here in America will say like, oh, I had a period where I wasn't a gamer and then I got back into it, and I'm like, I've never had that. What from the Commodore 64 to now, it's just I'm just a gamer.
Yeah, it's like I probably had periods where I wasn't as gaming as much. So, because like obviously when you get into your teen years, it's all about beer and birds, and it is just say, and yeah, but yeah, I've always been a gamer, but like you say, I've never had a period where I've done no gaming at all.
Yeah, it's just a natural thing. Yeah, it's like watching films, music, all that sort of thing. It's just another entertainment form, really. So with the YouTube thing, obviously when you came into it at the beginning, how did you find it when you actually put yourself on camera? Because like I was the same as well. I was behind the camera, then I decided to have a go at doing it on properly.
Yeah.
How did you find it to transition? Was it easy, or was you still nervous? Or
very nervous. I still don't think that I appear very well on camera nowadays. When you watch other channels and they just speak so smoothly, and because I like stutter my words and I get words mixed up and stuff like that. I fumble my words a lot. I've probably done it tonight actually, just on this. So I don't think I've got the best camera presence still now, but if you go back and watch a really early video of mine, you will see how like bad I was. I was really kind of nervous, but then you just kind of get used to it. It's just kind of like we are now chatting like this, but it's just like you not being there basically. It's kind of like chatting to just people in the room, but you kind of turn off the camera at the end and realize that you've just been talking to a camera. It's just it's just a bit weird.
I can't imagine actually, like if I went back now, like me in 2009 when I started, to think that like 11 years later I'll be doing something like this. Never would have thought I'd be capable of doing this. So yeah, it's given me confidence. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, did you ever think that you would be doing it this long? Because I just thought it would be something that I don't know, probably do for a few months and then get bored of it and move on kind of thing, do something else. And then like you say, years later, I'm still here.
I didn't think I'd be doing it this long. I mean, to be fair, I honestly probably should have walked away a few years ago, but I kept going because I enjoy the community. I enjoy making the videos and I like the responses and everything. Like you say, the community is pretty tight. So, but yeah, I mean, this is the eternal question really. Is like, when does it come to an end? Unless YouTube gets to a point where it's so commercial that everyone gets fed up and they find a new website to join. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know though. Well, you see, you say that, don't you? Because people, what was the last one? Was it Video Motion that everybody thought was going to be the next YouTube? And then where's that nowadays? Is that still going?
Was that the one a couple of years ago? There was one a couple of years ago. Everyone started to migrate. Then I don't know what happened there.
It's like, oh, everybody quickly migrate your videos over to this site and stuff like that. YouTube's going downhill. This is going to be the next YouTube, and then it never happened, did it? It's just like, well, that never happened.
I think we could do with, like you said about back in the early days, how tight the community, because obviously YouTube back then before Google owned it, we had things like you could do response videos and attach them underneath your video and all that kind of thing, and private messages and shout outs, and there's a lot more tight. I mean, the community is still good, but it feels like sometimes like it's in little factions and it's not as tight as it was, Yeah,
it's kind of like you say, it's the community is still there, but the community is more split up these days. It's like you say, people seem to. We have a saying at work. I didn't make this up, by the way. This is some kind of management bollocks that we've got to work. They call it coffee cup clubs, and basically it's people who you would sit with on your break time. Is kind of those people that you kind of just stick to those certain people, and that's what the community has kind of come through. It's like we all do get along and we all are friendly with each other, but we just kind of stay in our groups now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I personally felt that back when I started in 2009, and I don't even know how long it was, but for a good few years it was very much international, and very much on us and the Yanks mostly. It wasn't,
Yeah.
Americans. So, gotta stop doing that. So,
Isn't the septics?
yeah, exactly. And so it's like really tight. And like some of those guys are still around as well. But I do feel at one point somewhere along the line it sort of split, and there became like a big push for a UK community more than anything. And like that's all built up, and the Americans have gone and just carried on doing their thing. And I know there's reasons why people don't like each other. Like in terms of like some people see the Americans being over commercialized, all about the dollar, whereas the UK community is a lot of people in the UK community, including myself to a degree, is like it's about hobbyists and just doing it for fun. But I don't judge people for making money. It's like do what you want,
It's that kind of thing, isn't it? Like you say, I'm more because I came into it in the early days. I like the whole kind of hobbyist community kind of thing about YouTube. Where, I mean, don't get me wrong, I will watch a high kind of like a high produced channel and stuff like that. I've got nothing against that if that's what you want to do, but it just seems that a lot of the new channels that come in are going straight towards that nowadays, and I don't know, and then they start like pissing and moaning if they don't get the kind of reactions they want. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, well, do you know what I mean? Some people make it, some people don't, and then there's just the rest of us that don't really care. We're just here to buy a few games and share it with the community. Do you know what I mean? Share our love, like for passion for gaming and collecting and stuff like that, and share it with like-minded people, and that's kind of what I like.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you're right. There are nowadays it's so hard. I mean, I've got a second channel, and trying to start a new channel and get anywhere with it, it's pretty much impossible unless you're like really tied into social media and you really push hard and you sell yourself. Which I'm not that kind of person. I'm not good at that.
No, that's another thing. Yeah, I've never really pushed my channel at all. It's like I've been doing this since 2011, and I'm still under 1,000 subscribers. That's how much I push my channel. It's just, it's just there, isn't it? It's just like I upload to it, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think most of us got our subscribers just from like being part of the community and interacting, and people, as you said, doing shout outs. It's never really been like subscribe to me and all this crap. I've done that. There's been times where I've gone for a period of like the video and that, but it don't last because it's not me. And I felt a bit false doing that, so that's why I stopped.
Yeah, you feel a bit of a sellout kind of thing.
Yeah, you feel a tip basically. It's like, I can't do. It's like when you watch a video now, and I watch, say I watch an ASMR video or something, like they're making shitloads of money, and it's like, oh, I've got this little product for you, and let me just talk about this for the first 2 minutes. Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
It's like there's one the other night. It's like these earbuds they're flogging at the moment, some company. And it's like, Jesus Christ, so skip along.
Yeah, I've noticed that, like you say, you click onto a video and, just before we start, have you tried this product? And it's like, you're 5 minutes into the video, you think, you fucking hell, mate, come on. It's like, can't you just stick this on the end and then we can just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you've finished talking about the topic, we can just bugger off, do you know what I mean? It's like, we don't need to hear about this crap.
I think some people know how to do it the right way and to interact in the, how to put it in the video so it doesn't feel intrusive. Most of the time you don't realise they're doing it. And then there's other people who've got no idea how to do it at all. And forget that they're making a video about something.
Yeah. See, that would be me. It's like if somebody said, we'll sponsor your channel if you like sell these headphones to us. I just literally wear them in the video, and then I'd forget that I was even supposed to be selling them. I'd just be like, oh yeah, and buy these headphones. So I'd be so shit.
That's the thing, that it appears anyway that the companies give them like a line that they have to say. Because some of them it's so obvious that they're reading a script and it's like, oh, gee. But I don't know, I find the whole YouTube thing difficult because I do find that I know a lot of people get annoyed about all the financial side, but that is what it is now. YouTube is a business. And we're in the minority, really. And, you look at what you can get. Super Chat makes no sense. You got Patreon, which, to be honest, I don't understand anyone getting upset about Patreon because it doesn't affect you.
What is Super Chat exactly? Is that where people pay to comment or something?
Basically, if we were doing this live now and I had the comments down, I could set Super Chat. I don't know if you can do it on this. I think you can do it on YouTube. But you set Super Chat up, and basically people have to throw you money to ask you a question. Total bullshit.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I don't get it at all.
So people can still ask you questions in the normal comments anyway, but these people are just paying to like get their comment noticed, basically.
Yeah, I think you can have both, or you can just set it to Super Chat only, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because there's a guy I watch who's like he's a big channel that does movie news every day. I should just say it's John Campion because everyone will know who it is. And he has the super chat thing set up on there, and I've seen people give him like $50. I've seen people give him like hundreds of dollars for a question. I'm like, I know that's more to support the channel, but I think, why the hell would you do that?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, imagine like if as a content provider ourselves, I wouldn't feel right about that if someone was to throw like 200 quid at me. I'd be like, whoa, you know. It's awkward.
It's one of those things because like I've been vocal in the past about Patreon and stuff like that, and I think people get like the wrong impression of my impression of Patreon and stuff like that. It's like I've got nothing against people making money. If you can make money off a platform, then you go ahead and make your money. Do you know what I mean? Why not? If you can get paid for uploading a video that you probably would have uploaded anyway, go for it. And ad revenue and stuff like that as well. That's another one. Just stick if you want to stick adverts on it. I mean, don't even affect me. I've got a premium account, so I don't have to even watch your adverts. Do you know what I mean?
I got bloody gas at you.
So do you know what I mean? So I don't even have to watch. I don't even have to watch the advert. So it didn't affect me how many adverts you put on your videos and stuff like that. But what my problem with it is when people market their Patreon as though it's a benefit to you. The viewer, and it's not. The only person that benefits from Patreon is the person who's got the Patreon, in my opinion. It's like people say, without your Patreon donations, this channel just simply couldn't go on.
It's so funny. You know,
you made that channel before you was getting paid, so why now all of a sudden do you need to get paid to continue it?
I said the same thing to Gashead, because I don't. To me, I know I understand what they're trying to do, but to me, it does come across false. It's like, to me, it's like, well, you could make the video. You don't need us to pay it. But I understand if you've quit your job and you're trying to make it full time, then maybe you do need the money. But But then again, that's another thing, isn't it? When people quit their jobs to do YouTube full time and stuff like that, and then they start moaning that they're not making enough revenue or whatever off videos to pay their bills or whatever. It's like, well, that's your career choice. You made that choice, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's like a lot of these people was probably in really stable jobs beforehand, and then they've quit that stable job and paycheck to chance it on YouTube. But if that don't work out for you, then that's your problem. It's not my problem. I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for you. Do you know what I mean? I do wonder how they do that, because I mean, obviously, if you're starting a channel and you say you're getting, I don't know, you're getting like 20,000 views a month or something, you're going to start thinking, oh, maybe I should give it a shot. But it's like, the pressure that must come from that. I've seen like some of the bigger channels where they've talked about their mental health being affected because they're obsessed with the analytics and looking at the numbers all the time. And it's like, that can't be good for you at all. You know, you're constantly paranoid. You put a video up and it's like 10,000 views less than the last video. And then, you know, the next video goes up a little bit, the next one goes down again, and you get paranoid about all that. It's like, that's not a good way, not how, because everyone goes, oh, you make YouTube videos for a living. Oh, that's not a job. And it's like, it's more in depth than you think it is, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I say, it's, if you can make YouTube pay for you, make it pay. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, I've got nothing against anyone earning a living off YouTube. It's just when they start not making probably as much as they thought they was going to, and then they start bitching and whining, and it's like, well, it's your career. You've chose that to do that as a career. It's like, if I go to work tomorrow and my boss tells me that, oh, we're going to cut your paycheck, then I've got a decision. I've either got to carry on doing that job for less money, or I've got to go out and get another job, and it's as simple as that, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I must admit, don't bitch about it, and don't spend half the video trying to sell me something.
Yeah.
I think that like the Patreon thing, I just don't get that. I don't know why people complain about it, because it's like, I just still watch your videos. If they suddenly moved all their videos to Patreon, I'll just go and watch someone else. So,
exactly. It's kind of like, I mean, a lot of people just offer early access, and it's like, well, if you wait a couple of days, you don't have to pay for it anyway.
Yeah, I don't get that. So why would you pay for that? That makes no sense.
It's just like early access. Oh, what? So I can watch a video that I can watch for free, but I can just watch it on a Monday instead of a Thursday. Do you know what I mean? It's like
exactly the way I watch videos. I've always got them backed up anyway, so I quite don't know.
Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
It's like the whole like they do. Some of them do like private chat room things, and that, I think that's open to creepy people. That's risky.
Yeah, I bet they do get some proper creeps in them.
Oh yeah,
especially the girl gamers. I bet they get some like really thirsty males and.
See, that's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I mean, it's like there ain't many legitimate ones because there's a lot of ones faking it. I feel sorry because like the ones who are real, like people who've been in our community and that, they get so much horrible shit thrown at them just for being a woman, and I hate that. It really pisses me off, and it makes men look bad as well. But I mean, but of course, on the flip side, there were a lot of people pretending to play Call of Duty in bikinis. So
yeah.
So how has your YouTube journey been for you? Has it all been positive all the way? Have you had any ups and downs? Or
I wouldn't say I've had any major downs. I mean, I've gone through the whole being trolled kind of thing. Like really trolled. One like a certain period of time, I was getting like over 100 thumbs down on videos and stuff like that, like within hours. But what it was is I pissed off one person basically, and they've got quite a big following, so it was just them getting their following to come across, and that's how it all started. And it was just literally just because one person didn't like me, and because I've never been one of those to kind of apologise for shit I say. So, do you know what I mean?
I can see that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I piss you off, I piss you off. Do you know what I mean? Just leave a thumbs down and fuck off, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? I think that's how it is. But yeah, you got to realise that some of these people have big followings, and then if they don't like you, then the next thing they're on Twitter or they're on their Facebook page, aren't they? Posting your videos. They don't like you, but they're posting your videos and telling everybody to go across and thumb down this video. And it's just like, these people are just coming across and thumbing down your videos because somebody else has told them to. It's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot to analyse there, isn't there? I mean, you get your free promotion, and there's a lot of bloody sheep that just don't think for themselves.
It's just like, fucking, how weak do you have to be to let somebody on the internet who you've probably even never met before tell you what to do with your time? Like, oh, go across there and thumb it down, and then you just go, yeah, okay, thumb it down. It's just like, fucking hell, grow a mind. Do you know what I mean? Be your own person.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, why do you see yourself going now on YouTube? You're collecting. What's your do you ever see an end to it or not?
Yeah, this is the end. This is my final.
Oh, well, go ahead, John.
This is my final appearance. So here, yeah, a lot of my collections are coming to the end now. I've always seen an end goal, because a lot of people just collect, don't they? And that's fine. If that makes you happy, then fair enough. But for me, I never wanted my collection to own me, if you know what I mean. So I've always put a kind of end goal towards it. And so as far as like a lot of my collections, yeah, they're coming to the end. There's only certain games that I want because it's more just the nostalgia now, that I'm collecting just for the nostalgia of it now. And I don't want games that, do you know what I mean, that I've not got. If I've got no nostalgia for it, I've never played it or like that, then I probably won't buy it nowadays, whereas before I might have done. So, well, my focus is mainly on the PlayStation now, because that's one of the main consoles that I've got a lot of nostalgia for, so, which I still need quite a few games for, so.
Yeah, me too, I've got a lot to get.
Yeah, but I keep my PlayStation games in. It's got its own dedicated cabinet, but I have said once that cabinet's full, then I'm not going to buy any more games. I won't let it outgrow that cabinet, so if it gets full and then I think, oh, there's a game that I really want, I'll do the one in, one out system. So I'll get rid of a game that probably I'm not too struck on, and then I'll replace it with a better game or something like that.
And how big is the cabinet?
Pretty big. It's not like it's not a billy. It's just a small like little IKEA unit that goes underneath. 100? Yeah, you probably get a couple of 100 in it. Yeah,
that's not too bad.
It's half full. It's already half full.
Jeez. I need to get a crack on, because I'm sort of doing the buy a game, play it through, and then buy another one. So it's slowed me down a lot, which is good financially, but also it'd be nice to have some more games on the shelf.
Yeah. See, you're probably doing it the right way.
Mate, yeah, well, unlike the last 10 years, yeah. So, have you got any pickup videos coming up with the PlayStation?
No, I don't think. I can't remember. Have I? I can't remember what I showed and what I haven't.
It's a while ago, the last 1 minutes. So.
Yeah. So I probably have. So in the cabinet that I was just talking about with the PlayStation games in, there is a shelf. The bottom shelf is reserved for games that I haven't shown yet. So if there's any games on the bottom shelf, and I'm gonna say that there is, then yeah, I've got like a shelf of games to show still. So...
that's all right. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Give you a reason to make a video. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's like that's another thing. It's like when you first start collecting it, you kind of get influenced by the YouTube. I find myself that I was buying games to make videos, whereas now I just buy the games and then make videos. If you know what I mean. Yeah, it's like I've already got the games, so I might as well show them in a video kind of thing. Whereas before I might have bought a couple of games just to bulk out a pickups video or something like that. And it's just like.
Have you got all the systems you want now? Is that just buying games now?
Yeah, I've probably got more systems than I wanted, to be honest.
Does anything you call or not?
If I had to call, it would be stuff like the Wii. The Wii is very neglected, but they're just not worth anything. So there's no point in getting rid of it because I'm not going to make it off it. So I might as well just keep it in its box, put it into a dark corner of the room or something. But I've just soft modded my Wii, so it's got all the emulators on it now and stuff like that. So I can like play that the GameCube library and stuff on it now. So I'm just giving myself options really to try and get into the Wii a bit more, but I don't know if it's working.
That's so weird that you say that because I've had mine soft modded for about a year or so. I've been playing the SNES and Mega Drive, and I literally bought a Wii game a couple of days ago for the first time in I don't know how many years. So, and that was because you know Ross, the Retro Bear.
Sorry, who?
Ross, bloke from Birmingham, Retro Bear. Have you seen his channel?
I don't think so, no.
Well, great channel anyway if you want to check one out.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's the Retro Bear. Very nice bloke. He's got a series on his channel called Desert Island Games, and I was on there last week. And we had a good 4-hour chat on there. So I split it into 2 parts. But he's got like the biggest Wii collection ever. It's huge. And he recommended a game called Ghost Squad, which is a game I meant to pick up years ago. I never got into getting it. And it's a light gun game. And I won it for 99p the other day. So I was like, oh, sad. And it come. It's all right, actually. It's pretty good. It's like an arcade light gun game. But not bad. But trying to find games on the Wii is so hard because I've looked on Google, I've looked on YouTube. And like the hidden gem stuff, it's always like bloody Zelda and all that sort of. Yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles, you know.
It's not really hidden, is it? It's not really hidden.
No, so I want to find. There's got to be like with that library being massive. There's got to be games on there that I haven't seen yet. You know, so I've got like the Conduit, and I've got the Batman game, Brave and the Bold, Sin and Punishment, the stuff that most people talk about. I need to get Mario Galaxy back because I haven't got that.
Yeah.
I need to get New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I haven't got that anymore either. The red one. But yeah, the Wii I find is like Wii Sports is brilliant, but then after that, I don't like I've got the Pro Controller. It's not very good because it's Nintendo.
Right. Yeah.
And the Wii Remote itself, trying to use that for games. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. GoldenEye works well. That's about the only one. Yeah.
See, I would buy GoldenEye, but I was never a fan of GoldenEye.
I can't believe you just admit that on camera.
I've made a video on this before, and basically I got the same reaction from everybody in the comment section as you just gave it. I was never a fan of that game.
What was it you didn't like?
I don't know. I just don't think it's as good as everybody makes it. It's just an FPS. I don't get it. Why does it's just a James Bond FPS? What's so great about it? I don't understand it. And
I think it's because of the time in it. Because it was, FPSs weren't that good on console for that.
It's like if you go back though and you play it now, do you reckon it's still good? Like if you played it on the N64 now? I
personally do. I mean, I know it's blocky, but I actually like it. I still think it feels good.
It's terrible, mate. It's absolutely dog shit.
Try the Wii PS3 and 360 version because they completely changed it up.
Yeah,
more into it.
That's what I mean. So I'll probably like that. Because, like you said, they've updated it and stuff. But yeah, I never liked the original GoldenEye, so it wasn't a big thing for me. Do you know what I mean? When it came out, it was just like.
What about Perfect Dark?
Perfect Dark was all right, but I've not played a lot of it, so I can't really like give a full opinion on it. Basically, it was all right. What I've played of it, I enjoyed, but But then again, a lot of N64 games I find really hard to play now.
Do you hold the controller the right way?
I don't know.
A lot of people don't, and that's when they usually tell me it's crap because I was talking to someone the other day about this, because they hold the controller like a traditional one like that, and I'm like, no, you got.
Yeah, you put to hold it in the middle, aren't you?
Exactly. Yeah. Anyone who holds it like that is a twat, basically. It's like you've got to hold it the right way. That's all the triggers there and the sticks there, and it's like, you know.
Yeah, it is a crap controller though.
I personally think it's one of the best ones. But
really? Oh, come on, Pete. Come on, man.
It's so comfortable though. And when you put that rumble pack in it, it's brilliant.
Oh, it's not. Taste is subjective, but your taste is just wrong on that one.
Well, I had it when I was talking to Ross the other night. We was talking about the bloody GameCube, and he was going about how much he loves that controller. I was like, yeah, everyone loves the GameCube controller, and it's one of the best ever, and I think it's shite. I don't get it. It's like, that stupid little button on the GameCube. I don't get that at all. Yeah.
Well, GameCube is a console that I never had, so do you know what I mean? It's one of those. Yeah, so, do you know what I mean? I can't really comment on whether I like the controller or not.
It's weird. It's like the shoulder button's really clicky in a weird way, and it's indented. And then it's got like a massive A button, a tiny little B button. It's got this stupid little stick.
It's got the because it's like buttons around the outside, isn't it? Then it's got the big circular one. Yeah.
It's proper weird. And like the left stick's normal, and the right stick's miniature. I'm like, what? Why would you do that? You know? It's like, I mean, you can say like Xbox and PlayStation don't really change their controllers much, but that's a good thing because they work really well.
Yeah. I mean, I think they've kind of hit the pinnacle now, though, aren't they, of controllers? I mean, it's like you don't improve on perfection, really, do you? It's just like...
Well, they have until the Intellivision Amico comes out next year, so I'll get another plug-in.
What's the controller like on that, then?
Oh, God, how do I even explain it? Hang on, I'll show you. That's the easy way. I'll share
Get me a picture up.
Yeah, it's a lot easier, isn't it?
Is it designed to be like a retro controller?
Yeah, it's similar to the original Intellivision one, but it's been completely modernised. So it's got like force feedback, it's got motion controls, touch screen, it's got a 64 positional disc, it's got buttons, it's got lights, it's got everything on it basically.
Does it have 6 axis?
Good point. Right, let's have a look. Right, I've just got to work out to get this right now. Right, so share screen. So it's my first time having a go at doing this.
Prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. This could be...
this could go completely tits.
This could be self-destruct. We could just see him... Oh, there we go. Something's loaded.
Right. Oh, it's come up. Oh, it's done it for me. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's automatic. Oh, there you go. Right, yeah. So we've got... is that the one I want?
Test, and you do focus groups and focus testing.
Not saying enough, so I don't get copyright. Let's have a look. Right, so that's not the best picture in the world. It has changed over time, so it's been slimmed down. And
is that the pad I'm looking at now? Is that what?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It looks like a phone.
Yeah, I know. Well, this is the idea, you see, because you can use the controller. You 2 in the box, but also you can have up to 8 players on a game. So they can use there's an app called the Amico Club that you download on your phone, and the phone has. They're going to put it on the app, so it mimics the controller as well. But you get more out of using the controller. The phone's going to be like a simplified thing. Like, so if you're playing like a Moon Patrol game, you control a little buggy. One person can control the movement of the vehicle. One can shoot the cannon out the top, and one can shoot the cannon out the front.
Oh right, yeah.
So obviously, if you've got the controller, you've got more control. But with the phone, they can do the simple stuff. So let's have a look.
So
yeah,
the thing at the bottom is that an analog stick then at the bottom, or is that like kind of
it's
like a trackpad?
Yeah, it's a disc basically. So you can move it around, and it's got 32 positions. But when you press it down, the metal underneath spreads on the circuit board, so you end up with 64 positions in total.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh, and that's another thing as well. It's got a microphone and a speaker as well. And can you see the mouse cursor there? Yeah.
No, it just looks white.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see if the other video. So I need a better. So if we showed the missile command video they put out a while ago. So is that going to go? There you go. So that's Tommy.
Yeah.
Although I don't think I can.
This is the guy that you was interviewing, yeah?
Indeed, it was. Yeah, very nice bloke.
Yeah.
Oh, they put me an advert on. Of course they have. Bloody YouTube. Start off with your adverts.
Are you interested in yoga?
I can't even scroll now. What's it doing? It's blocking me. Why is it blocking me?
I'll tell you what. I'll get it up on my phone, and I'll tell you what.
Right, it should work better than this. No, it's giving me YouTube Premium. This is what annoys me nowadays. You know, you can't watch something.
Amico controller.
Right, hang on.
Oh yeah, I've got it up on Google Images.
There we go. So yeah, Tommy's showing it now. So yeah, I'll just go full screen. There you go. Can you see that?
Oh right, yeah. So yeah.
So obviously with missile command, you've got to move the cursor around the screen to take out the missile, so you can use the screen for that. And the good thing is as well, the way it's designed, it's got buttons on both sides of the controller, so you can hold it left-handed or right-handed as well.
Ah.
So yeah, just going to go with some gameplay here. So yeah, I mean, they're doing all kinds of different games. I mean, at the moment they're focusing on showing the retro games because of us lot. But the actual idea of the console, it's a family console, so they've got 5 different tiers of games. So they've got like board games, card games, and dice games. They've got sports games. They've got retro reimagined, where they're bringing back games like Missile Command, Moon Patrol, etc. They've got original IP where they can just make whatever they want to make. So, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, and kids and entertainment as well as another one. So they just kind of cover all family members really.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is a bit of an early video. This was quite a few months ago. This was. So the controllers like had some revisions to it as well. But yeah, it's got absolutely tons of features. It's really, really cool. So,
but is it better? But is it better than the Xbox controller?
yeah, it's going to piss off the Xbox controller. Wait and see. I tell you, I honestly think people are going to be shocked by this machine when it comes out, because most people are saying, "Oh, it's not going to be any good," and they don't understand the point of it. But I'm convinced that people are missing the point, and it's going to really shock everyone next year.
I feel like I've missed the point of it because I don't feel like it's a console that I would purchase or anything like that. It's not something that's kind of interested me as such, because, well, like, you know, I didn't even know what the controller looked like. That's how much I knew about it. But yeah, I don't know. Probably I need somebody like you to buy one and then show off how great it is. And do you know what I mean?
Well, that will be happening. So
yeah, so there you go. Yeah. Maybe you will sell the Amico to me.
Hopefully. I mean, it all comes down to what you want gaming wise. I mean, I still like the modern games, but there's so much about the industry I don't like right now. It's put me right off it, which is why I've moved towards this, because to me, the simplicity of the games and the retro reimagined games. I mean, on the app, they've got one level of Moon Patrol. I've been playing it for, I don't know, it's a month or 2 months. I haven't put it down yet. And it's just one level, you know. And it's like, like Alex, Nintendo Arcade, and all of those guys, like Retro Dave, and it's always chasing the high scores. I never understood that until I played this. And now first I wanted to complete the level without actually get through it. I did that without using the credit. Then I wanted to do it without dying. Then I wanted to get a high score. Then I want to go as fast as I can. And I just can't stop playing. It's so addictive. And it's perfect for us lot as retro gamers as well, because obviously the games we play from back then are a lot more simple, aren't they? So
yeah.
But yeah, it's like you might be surprised.
yeah, I might be surprised. Like I say, you might do a video on it, and I might think, you know what, that looks bloody interesting.
I think that when people get it in the hands and they play it, that's when it's really going to show, because it is bringing back that Wii effect in a way of, you know, because it is really about couch co-op and bringing, like we used to be as kids, like we were saying earlier about playing together and not all on a separate screen doing your own thing, you know. And that to me is the big selling point at the moment, because I want to be able to play with my parents. I want to be able to, you know, like I said to my dad on Saturday night, we were watching the TV, and Mum's on her tablet, my dad's on his tablet, I'm watching the TV, and my dad's playing this card game on Windows. And I was like, next year, when I get my Amico, instead of you being there and being solitary, we can all play a card game together. Because what if I don't want to play a card game with you? And I was like, that's not the point.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I'm incredibly biased, as I say. I'm on an Amico podcast, and I absolutely love the machine. I've done a few videos on it. But, you know, but I just say to people, you know, go to televisionamico.com, check out the YouTube channel, see what you think.
So is the Amico, is it like so it's a Kickstarter thing?
No, not at all.
Oh, no. It's not. Oh, right.
No. A lot of people think that, and it's not, and people will tell you that it is, but it isn't. No, basically, Tommy Tallarico because I didn't know anything about him until this came out. But basically, he's one of the guys in the industry that's done the music for a lot of games like Cool Spot, Global Gladiators. He worked on Aladdin on the Mega Drive back in the day. Do you remember a guy called Dave Perry from Shiny who worked on Earthworm Jim? He was on Bad Influence, the one episode where Violet Berlin meets him on the beach.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So he's in the company as well. He's a friend of Tommy's because they worked together back then on Earthworm Jim. They're in it. And do you know Jay Allard from Xbox? Little bald fellow. Yeah,
I probably do, but not not by name.
Well, you know, when the 360 came out, there was a little bald bloke with a hoodie.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, that's JR. He's one of the original Xbox guys. He joined the team as well. And basically, the whole team is made up of industry veterans. And they've all come together to do this project because Tommy's so passionate about it. They also all believe in it. And it's all been funded by investors. It's nothing to do with Kickstarter at all. So it's all been done traditional way. They've got investors. They've gone out. They've got licenses. They've got the MLB, which is the baseball in America. They've just got Mattel for Hot Wheels. They've got Sesame Street on board as well for the family games. They've got more to come that I've announced. They're working with Amazon to sell it, GameStop, Walmart, all the big ones. So yeah, it's basically like any other console. It's just that with this one, the last 2 years he's spent showing you from day one how this machine's developed and what they've done, what they've changed, how the games. I mean, they chose the games in the most basic format, and people slag it off. And it's like, yeah, because the game's not finished, you know. So come on.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, it's a really fascinating project. You know, if you want to check it out, as I say, I've looked at my videos, and I've got a couple of videos where I'll talk about it. So.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, I'm all for that though. I'm all for them designing a console that brings like families back together and stuff like that, and like you said, brings the old couch co-op kind of back, because that's really is what missing from gaming these days. I do feel. I mean, like I say, going back to earlier when we was talking earlier, I said that the Atari 2600 was like the console that my whole family used to play. Exactly. The only ever experience I've had as that is when the Wii first came out, and like I say, we was playing like Wii Sports and stuff like that, and my sister's like kids used to come up and we used to play it all as a family, and we used to love that game. So anything like that, yeah, I'm all for anything that brings people together and stuff like that.
Well, another thing that's a good selling point is that you get 2 of the controllers in the box, and they're also putting 6 games on the machine, so you don't even have to buy a game to start with.
Oh, there you go then.
So that's really good. They've got games that cover everything. So they've got Astro Smash, which is an old Intellivision game, which is the retro game for us. They've got a game called Cornhole, which I'd never heard of before, but apparently in America it's a sport that people play where you throw beanbags into a hole. Honestly, it sounds so bizarre, but when you watch it on YouTube, I got hooked really quickly.
Yeah.
But that's their Wii game basically. So when people open the console, the families are going to see that, and you've just got to get the controller and just throw the beanbag. I mean, it's just so obvious that's going to sell shitloads of machines for that.
I like the fact that they're giving you 2 controllers straight out of the box.
Exactly.
That's good.
That's what I thought.
Because, yeah, I mean, yeah, nowadays it's just one controller. Oh, you want to play with somebody else? Here's another 60 quid. Yeah, 50 quid then.
That's the console itself, it comes in white and black to start with, which is 249 quid. They're also doing special versions. They've got a Galaxy Purple one, and the one that I'm going to get is the GTO Red, which is coming out. And the one that Jay got, Cybersnake Jay, he got the Founders Edition, which was a wood grain one like the old Ataris. And yeah, that's proper nowadays. So
he's a big spender, IJ, isn't he?
He apparently has something about it, and he just pre-ordered it straight. He didn't really know too much about it. He just went and pre-ordered it
straight out of there. Yep. I'll have one of them.
a really cool feature about it that I think is a big selling point as well is like the game. Oh yeah, that's another thing. By the way, the game's $10 or less. You know?
Oh right, yeah.
You can't argue with that. I mean, bloody hell.
Are there physical form games as well, or is it just download?
They're going to announce that in the coming months because it's not coming out till April. They have got physical media. It's not physical media as we know it in traditional sense. It's more of a bridge between physical and digital. So he hasn't said exactly what it's going to be, but say, for example, you get art books and CDs and all that kind of stuff. There's going to be something in there that's got like an RFID in it, and you tap it on your machine and it downloads the game. The difference being, though, if you want to sell that physical media, all you got to do is untether the game from your machine and just sell it on eBay. So,
oh right, yeah. So you still got the second-hand market still there for it then.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you say I got my Amico and I just downloaded a couple of games, and you've just bought your Amico, you haven't got anything to play on it other than the 6 games, you want to try something new, I come over to yours, have a few beers, bring my controller with me. All I've got to do is tap it on your machine, and you can download my games onto your machine so that you can play them. But when I take the controller away, obviously you can't because they're tethered to my machine.
Right, yeah.
But I think that's really cool that you can try games.
Yeah, that's a good feature. That is, I like that. Yeah.
So
you selling it to me?
I'm trying. I should know it by now. I've been doing it for long enough. If only I got paid for doing it. Yeah.
Well, the good thing about it not being a Kickstarter as well, then, is at least it won't go the same. What was that thing that the
Coleco Chameleon?
Yeah, the one where it used the Atari Jaguar shell.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Super Nintendo in a box, wasn't it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's been thrown at them a lot, and it's like it's nothing like that at all. Yeah, it's either that or the Ouya. That's the other one they go at.
Oh yeah, the Ouya. Yeah.
Well, I understand because obviously the last few years there's been a lot of attempts to try and suck the retro market dry, and there've been a lot of failures. But for me, the reason I'm so excited about it is not only because I really like the idea of the console. Bringing families together at the price of the games being cheap, you get 2 controllers and 6 games in the box. It's really because you've got so many industry people in there. They've got people, a woman who worked for Nintendo in the marketing department who marketed the Wii. They've got a guy who worked for NASA. They've got a person who was the head of one of Nintendo's departments at one point.
Yeah.
So they've got Tommy, they've got Dave, they've got Jay from the Xbox team. I mean, as soon as Jay Allard was announced, I was like, well, that's it then. This is definitely 100% legit, So I think it's awesome. I mean, I talk about it a lot on my channel, and I sort of try my best not to put it into conversation. But when I talk to someone like yourself who doesn't know anything about it, I want to evangelise because I really love the system.
Yeah.
So that's the marketing part out. That's my shit for the day.
If they don't give you a bloody console for free after all this promotion that you've done.
Well, Blue Tonic was saying that on Twitter. He kept including Tommy going, you should really give him a console, And I was like, no, I'm cool. I'll buy my own console.
I reckon they should just send you one. Then you can pimp it on your channel. Today's pickup video, but first let me take 5 minutes to tell you about the Amico.
That's exactly it. Yeah. I wish if it weren't so expensive, I'd have bought a T-shirt by now. But they're like $30, so it's like.
And if you enter the code Snestastic, you get 15% off.
There you go. You watch too much YouTube, and you know that. So. Another thing I wanted to ask you about, Adam, is there anything other than, because most of us know you for gaming, is there any other hobbies that you have, any more collecting that you do outside of this? Or?
I also collect Blu-ray steelbooks.
You're on the
which is
train.
My other thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably is an influence on that, actually, because he used to have a big collection, but I think he sold a lot of his collection off, and then he's starting to buy it all back again now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's saying that to me. Yeah, he's showing me a couple of the things he's been buying. Very nice.
Yeah.
So what is your stance on steelbooks? Is it like specific films that you buy, or just buy any steelbook that comes out? Or
no, it's very specific films. Basically, just a lot of my favourite movies, a lot of the classic movies. I won't just buy so they released that Avengers. Do you know the Avengers pack?
Yeah.
What it is,
is it all the films? Is it?
Yeah, it's like all the Marvel films so far. So I'm thinking one big. Is it called the Infinity Pack or something like that?
So that's like 23 films or something.
Yeah, and it looks amazing, but it's like I've got most of those films anyway, and do you know what I mean? It's not like it's not a film from like my childhood that I grew up with or like that. So it's really nice. I would love it, but it's just, do you know what I mean? It's not for me. It's just spending money on something that I don't need, really. But then again, you could say that for any steelbook. Do you know what I mean? Why don't I just if I'm any interested in the movie, why not just buy the original, like the bog standard version of it? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just that collector thing, isn't it? Again, I just think they look so much better than.
That's why I stopped buying them.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
It really is. I went down that road and then I realised, no, don't get into steelbooks, Pete. See? And also they're damaged really easy as well. So I was like, you have to put in plastic bags and all that. It's like,
When it comes to Steelbook, are you a keep the J card on or take the J card off?
I'll take it off. That's that thing that sticks on the back, that annoying piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, stick it in the case.
Yeah, fucking take it out. Like, I've got like a little plastic case thing and I just shove them all in there. To me, it ruins the artwork because it's got all that nice artwork. Then they stick this bloody piece of cardboard over it. It's like...
Yeah. And the worst ones are the ones that got like the little pocket at the bottom where the Blu-ray sits in and it comes up the back of it.
Yeah.
They're such a pain in the arse to get rid of them.
Or the ones where they put like, it's got like that kind of gummy kind of glue on it and it's like... And it like marks the Steelbook, don't it? It's like, oh, fuck off, mate. It's like...
You see, the Steelbook thing for me as well, it got to a point, it was getting like with this limited run thing with the games where it's like, if you don't jump on the HMV or the Zaggy special, and I was like, oh, I can't be arsed with all this. You know, you want to eBay for like 3 times the price, it's like, nah.
Yeah, it's like I really like some of the Mondo X ones.
What are them?
And it's like... It's normal film, so you can get like Highlander and I think it's Leon and The Crow and stuff like that.
Is this like Arrow and Criterion?
Yeah, it's just like kind of like special cover, like special steelbooks. They've got like an like some kind of artist who's like does like his own artwork on them. It's called Mondo. They just look really nice, but like you say, they've become collector's pieces now, and you can't, because they're out of print. You can't. Do you know what I mean? Get them for a decent price anymore, and it's just like, it's like, do I really want to be paying like 50-60 quid for a film? Basically, it's just.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, what are some of your favourite steelbooks you've got then?
So some of my favourites would be, I've got the Project Pop Art Karate Kid, which I bought off the back of watching Cobra Kai. So I just got into like a really big like Karate Kid kick, and then I saw that one. I thought, oh, that's nice. So it's I should go get them really to show them you, shouldn't I? So you can see how nice they are. Yeah, it's the other room, so I won't bother. But then there's one. Speaking of Gashead, actually, he actually gave me a a really nice Terminator 2 one, and it comes with like all the artwork, postcards and stuff like that in it, and everything like that, and it's got like a nice slipcase and everything. Really nice. And then, but my favourite of all of them would be The Running Man. That's my favourite film of all time. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Running Man.
I haven't watched that since the 80s. You know, I need to do that.
Oh mate, it's magnificent film. it's so 80s, but I just love everything about it. It's one of those films that I could just watch over and over and over again, and I just never get bored of it. To me, it gets better with every watch.
I can remember bits of it. I know like Total Recall. That's like, I think that's 1990 or something. It's early.
Yeah, 1990. Yeah,
that holds up pretty well still, and the effects look pretty good. I just worry about some of those 80s films because you know.
Yeah, it's just subjective taste, and it like you might watch it and you might think, what the fuck does Shockz like about this franchise? It's like, but yeah, I absolutely love that, and they've released one. I think it was either last year or the year before. They finally released a steelbook version of it, because for years and years that has had Blu-ray releases, but they never did a steelbook version of it. And then they released, mine's an import. I think it's imported from Germany, but it's all in English. So it's like, do you know what I mean? There's no like German on it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But then they released that same steelbook design in the UK as well. But I think it was a higher priced if you buy the UK version. But it's exactly the same. But yeah, for years and years I've wanted a steelbook of that film, and then I finally got it. So I was well happy with that.
Is there any other the Schwarzenegger? Did you watch all the Schwarzenegger films when you was a kid?
Yeah, most of them. I don't think there's. I can't think of one that I haven't seen. I've not seen some of his like newer films and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not up on the new ones. I tried to watch the one with, I think it was the one with the zombie daughter, and that was just so boring.
Maggie.
Yeah. And there's one where in a plane crash or something. It's supposed to be quite good, but I haven't got around to that one.
Yeah, I've not seen them either. So,
out of the ones in the 80s, early 90s, which one's your least favourite?
Least favourite? Oh,
yeah, I want to see if it's just me. You say so.
Least favourite? What? Just specifically Arnold Schwarzenegger we're talking about?
Yeah, so we're talking like Total Recall, Commando, Running Man, Predator, all those kind of films.
Least favourite.
See, to me, it's really easy because there's only one film I thought was crap. So.
You're not going to say Raw Deal, are you?
Oh yeah.
Is it Raw Deal? Is that...
How did you know that?
I just had a feeling he was going to say Raw Deal.
Yeah,
you should not drink and bake. You should not drink and bake.
It's just a terrible film, though. Yeah. You look at like all the others, like even Red Heat's a decent film compared to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
yeah, I just had a feeling that's what it's gonna. It probably is like one of his least kind of better films, and it's not very good at all.
Compared to what he was doing with Commando and Running Man, he had a bit of a streak really, and Total Recall, and I'm just trying blanking on a few of the others. There's quite. Does like a big stretch.
Does Raw Deal predate those though, or was that like kind of in between?
I'm never too sure when it came out. I know it was in the 80s. I remember getting it on VHS from Video King, but I don't. I'm really not sure. Because my dad used to watch them all, you see. So I used to I remember. This is what makes me laugh now because they're gone about stuff now with the kids and that. And in 1987, RoboCop was out, and I was 10 years old. I remember watching that on VHS with my dad's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that was probably the first R-rated film I saw. Yeah, was RoboCop.
That was a brutal film, but it never affected me, which is weird. Yeah, you think about that and like Predator and that, they're pretty violent films when you go back and watch them now. People go, people who haven't watched them for a while go, no, they ain't. I'm like, bloody hell, you want to watch RoboCop? That opening scene with Ed 209 is like, holy shit.
Oh yeah, but it just blows that guy like to pieces in the office room. Jesus Christ, yeah.
It's vicious, and when they execute RoboCop and all, it's like, what bloody hell?
Yeah, the blood squibs in that film though are epic, aren't they? They are bloody epic, man.
I still like it when that one bloke though and he's dipped in acid and he walks out in the car just splashing.
Yeah.
Brilliant, that is.
Just gets it. Yeah, just like explodes across the window chute.
Do you like RoboCop 2?
Yeah, I do like RoboCop 2. It's a bit of a different beast, isn't it? But
yeah, a little bit.
Well, do you know what I mean? When you compare it to RoboCop 3, then
it's a masterpiece compared to that.
Yeah, exactly.
I watched that on a really awful VHS that a kid at school was doing her GCSEs, and a kid said to me, he goes, I can't remember what the kid's name was now, but he came up to me in the line and he was like, I can't remember RoboCop 3 coming in on Pirate, and he was the one that got me Turtles, which was like black and white, and the big picture was going, Yeah. And I remember watching RoboCop 3, it literally could not see what the hell was going on, and I still knew it was a shit film.
It's funny you should say those two films though on Pirate, because I watched those two films on Pirate as well, and I wonder if it was the same copy. Because the Turtles one was like you say, kind of fuzzy, you couldn't really see a lot of it. It's just too dark of a film, weren't it, for a pirate? And then RoboCop 3 was one of those films that I watched on Pirate, but I watched it ages before it got... Did it get delayed or something, the release of that?
I don't know. I just remember being coming to me one day and just saying he got it, so I probably wasn't even aware.
That's what I mean. It's like the third film just came out of nowhere. It was like one day there wasn't a RoboCop 3, and then the one day there was. It was just like there was no... I can remember like a promotion in I think it was the Sun newspaper, back in the very early 90s, and it was promoting RoboCop 3, but that must have been at least a good 2 years before the film actually came out. It was just like, well, where's this film then? And then, like you say, then the next thing, people were just like, oh, here we go, RoboCop 3 on Pirate. What? It's like...
It's really weird when you think about VHS pirating. It's like VHS is bad as it is without doing that. Did you ever do I remember like in the 80s and stuff, my dad had 2 VHS recorders set up, and like you get a film from the video shop, and you'd like link them up with the SCART lead and go.
Right, yeah. I've heard of people doing that, but I didn't know how it worked because, I don't know. Could you just do it with like normal video recorders then? You just had to have 2 in. From
what I can remember, yeah. Because on the back of my VHS, I've got 2 VHS players now. One's a VHS, one's a VHS DVD job, and it's got a blue SCART and a black SCART. And I think it's the blue one that's the pass through. And then the black one, and then the black one goes to the TV. So.
Right. So that's probably why there was so much pirating back in there, because it was just that easy to do. I didn't realise it was that easy. I thought you had to have because I remember a guy that lived near us. He had he used to do his own pirate VHSs, but he had it was like a double decker one, so it had like 2 slots for 2 videos, if you know what I mean. So you could put one in the top, one in the bottom, and then you just literally recorded it from the top one to the bottom one. It was as easy as that. But yeah, exactly. It was. I don't even want to think how much that must have cost back in those days. Do you know what I mean?
But he got a nice business going though, hadn't he? So yeah.
Well, that's it. Do you know what I mean? He was making his money back. I can remember getting Cliffhanger for him.
I've never watched that yet.
But it was like a copy that was recorded in the cinema on like a handycam.
Ooh.
And there's just like people like standing up. You can just like see people getting up to go to the toilet and stuff, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Did you ever get into VCDs?
No, because I don't think I ever had out that could play it.
I'm assuming. I think I played it on my PlayStation 1. You know, you used to put it in the back of the parallel port. You could put a VCD player in there. Because I had the Matrix, which is the only way I watched the Matrix on a shitty VCD. And then we had South Park, which was again like you just set like a cam job, and halfway through the film, someone stands up and you see a shadow going like that.
Yeah, just walking. What's going on here? Like, is this part of the film?
And it amazes me. Even now, they're still doing cam jobs of the latest film. Like, who the hell's downloading that? I mean,
I know. Am I right in thinking though that a lot of standard DVD players will play VCDs?
I'm not certain, but I would think so because they play CDs, don't they? So. I don't know if it was a specific format or not. I don't know how that, because I think they were MPEG encoded, weren't they? Because they were really shit. I mean, they just like
yeah. Because I know the CDI player, you can watch VCDs on that, and they have their own branded VCD films as well. But you can't watch the Philips CDI branded VCDs on a normal VCD player. So it's obviously some kind of different encoding on the Philips CDI ones for some reason.
It's a format I never see people talk about on YouTube. There probably are videos, but generally I see people like talk about format was between Betamax and VHS and HD DVD versus Blu-ray. Someone should cover VCDs because they were so diabolical.
Yeah, VCD was basically just VHS on the disc, weren't it?
It was slightly worse.
Yeah, somehow it was worse, yeah. But yeah, that's a really popular format. I think, is it in China or something like that?
Yeah, because they come in their little plastic sleeves with a little picture on the front and all that. And films come on like 2 discs, and oh Jesus, yeah.
2 discs.
And then we got DVDs. We had to flip them over and all that kind of crap. Yeah. The layer change and everything. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny actually. A few months back, I was watching Spectre, the Bond film.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise because the bloody thing's got the Blu-ray and the DVD in the case, and I didn't look. And I put the film in, and I thought this film don't look very good quality. And I got about halfway through, then when the train comes through the ceiling, and it crashes through it, and it had a layer change. It froze, and I was like, "There's a layer change out on the Blu-ray." It's afterwards I took it out, and I went, "Oh, wrong disc."
You was watching the DVD version.
Yeah. I was like, let's put a 4K Blu-ray player, 4K TV, and you put a bloody DVD in there.
Yeah. That must be left because Dan Central, he bought the Titanic. There's like a new release of Titanic, which is like that. You get the DVD version with the Blu-ray version, but the DVD part, I think it's split across 2 DVDs or something like that. Titanic, with it being like a 3-hour film, which I didn't know. I thought that you would get the full film on the DVD, but apparently you can't. But Dan didn't realise it was a DVD version that was like that, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's on 2 Blu-rays," and I was like thinking, "What?"
That is.
Do you know what I mean? It's like I know Titanic's a long film, but it comes on 2 Blu-rays. It's like fucking hell, mate.
I didn't know until the other day. I was watching. There's a guy called Dan Wood who does Amiga videos, and he did a video about HD DVD and the add-on for the 360. And I don't remember this, but he's got a HD DVD that was a double-sided disc. One side was DVD, the other side was HD DVD, and I thought, that's a much smarter way than doing what I do with the Blu-ray. You stick all the discs in the box.
Yeah.
So I'm still bitter about HD DVD because I chose that format. And
yeah. I was given a HD DVD player. My mate used to work at, well, I think he still does work at Tesco, but he worked in the electrical department, and when that format first got released, he bought a load of those players thinking he was going to make a bit of money off it, and then the format just died, and then he ended up like giving them away for like next to nothing. So yeah,
it's such a shame. It's better format and all, but yeah.
Yeah, I had one, but I only watched the few HD DVDs that it came with when I like bought it off him, kind of thing, and yeah, and it just basically went in my loft for ages. I actually gave that HD DVD player to Daz Cajones Dolores because he's got a Blade Runner on HD DVD, but he had no way of watching it, so I was like, "Oh, yeah, mate, you can have this player," kind of thing.
I got a claim to fame in a way regarding that. There's I'm forgetting the name of the magazine now, but I used to buy this magazine that centers around like Blu-ray players, TVs, and all that kind of thing. And it's the first time I've ever had a letter printed in the magazine, and I wrote in at the time because I bought a 720p Hitachi TV for my 360, and I got this HD DVD player that I imported from America, like an idiot. And I put it on, and I went, I can't see any difference in the pit. And obviously it's 720, so you're not going to see any difference. And I was like, this is shit. What a con. I spent all these hundreds of pounds. And I wrote this like massive letter, and they put it in there, and I won Supernatural seasons 1 and 2 on DVD, and I was like, oh, that's all right.
So you won for complaining, basically?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I was like, that's pretty good.
Did they send it you on HD DVD?
Unfortunately not, no, it's just
Oh.
But yeah, I was pissed off. I don't know what I was thinking. I imported a Toshiba player from the America, and that must have cost God knows what. Yeah.
Oh, but, what would have been the killer though if they'd sent it you on Blu-ray?
Yeah, exactly. Just to take the piss a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you? So what kind of films are you into then, besides all those old 80s films? What do you watch now?
Just same kind of thing, really. I'm really into like my action movies and stuff like that. It's just kind of throwaway films, but I do like horror. I'm a big fan of horror. I do like some kind of like dramata. What the fuck's that? Dramatic stuff. Dramata. That's a new genre. You should get into it. It's really interesting. Yeah, I do like some dramatic stuff, but yeah, I'm more of an action and a horror guy, to be honest with you.
What have you been watching in lockdown? You're on the streaming services and that?
Yeah, I've got Netflix, I've got Amazon Prime and that. So yeah, I just watch a lot of 80 films, to be honest with you. And yeah, a lot of 80s, a lot of 90s films. I'm trying to think of something new that's just come out that I thought was really good. I mean, have you ever seen Bad Times at the El Royale?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's a really good film, but that's not really action orientated. It's set in I think it's the 60s or the 70s, and it's like about all these people coming together at the El Royale and stuff like that, and it's like one of those kind of intertwining kind of storylines, and then at the end it kind of all makes sense why they're all there and stuff like that. That's a really good watch. A bit long film, but it's a good watch if you get a chance to. So yeah, that's a good film.
And you're into your comic book films, obviously. You mentioned Marvel.
Yeah.
Do you like the DC stuff, or is it just Marvel?
No, I like the DC stuff. I know a lot of people hate on the DC stuff, don't they? Oh, it's too dark. Oh yeah, I know you're a big lover of the Batman vs Superman.
Hell yeah. Greatest comic book movie ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the DC stuff's fine. I don't understand people that moan about it being dark and green. It's like, well, that DC's like that. If you read the magazines and like the old comics, DC's always had like a bit of a darker, grittier edge than Marvel has, hasn't it? So
yeah, why make films the same as Marvel are doing? That makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just, that's what I mean. If they did it more light-hearted and they started making their films like Marvel, then they would complain that, oh, it's too much like Marvel. So it's like, you can't win.
No, like they all went like. Have you watched Justice League?
Yes.
Yeah. What did you think of that?
I liked it. Yeah. I thought it was alright. I thought it was passable. I thought it was an alright. Just, do you know what I mean? It's just an alright movie. It's not fantastic or like that, in my opinion, but I really liked it. It was good seeing them, that cast of characters like the Justice League on screen for the first time, kind of thing.
So my objection was a few things I don't like about it. You're aware of the Snyder Cut that's coming out next year?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that, actually.
Hell yeah. 4 hours. I cannot wait for that.
It was reshot, weren't it, by Joss Whedon, weren't it? All the reshoots were done by Joss Whedon.
That's it, yeah. I was saying to Steve about this because I've heard so many different things, and some people say originally apparently he was supposed to have shot 15% new footage, but now it's looking more like 85% of it was reshot. And this week, the biggest rumour right now is that Zack Snyder has been given $70 million to do reshoots, and it's like, holy shit.
Jesus,
yeah.
So the Snyder Cut was basically just going to be all the things that Joss Whedon reshot then, basically, and...
Yeah, basically take it all out and do Zack's film. So that's the main thing.
And then now Zack's been given the money to put everything that he wants back in it, plus extra money to shoot new scenes then.
Yeah, because basically he always said that he had a cut because people started this release the Snyder Cut thing on social media, and he started I can't remember the name of the social. It's some weird social media I've never heard of, Vimeo or something, or Vimeo. I don't know. Anyway, he kept leaking the odd thing like storyboards and whatnot, and the pressure grew and grew. And now in America they've got a new streaming service, HBO Max. And when that came about and Warner Brothers changed management, they all decided that now is the time to bring the Snyder Cut. But people are speculating that basically what happened was he played the long con, and he was saying, I've got my cut done, and it's pretty much done, it just needs the visual effects doing. But now we found out, actually, no, it doesn't, because he's got another $70 million, you know. It's like...
But now they can't go back on their word, so they've got to, like, give him the money to do it, to complete it.
It's crazy. It's going to be 4 1-hour episodes as well, instead of a 4-hour film. And then, obviously, I'm assuming that if it's successful, they'll put it out on Blu-rays, and all of us lot will just go out and grab them.
Yeah, I was going to say, because how the hell are we meant to watch it in the UK then, if it's a HBO thing?
That is the question. I assume it's going to be Amazon or Netflix, because like Star Trek Discovery was on CBS All Access, and they stick it on Netflix over here. So I assume that. And I said to Steve, it'll be the one time I actually put money in, because I'm going to support that, because you have to.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, just to see what's different about it. And so it's getting like Cavill and Affleck and everybody back then to do new scenes.
This is the interesting thing right now, because we never thought that Batfleck would come back. And yeah, have you seen the trailer for the new Batman film with Robert Pattinson?
Yes.
Right. Okay, so we've got that Batman coming, which is a separate thing, like the Joker. But we've also got the Flash movie, which they've been trying to do for years, and they're finally doing it. And they're going to be doing
is that the Flashpoint? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Flashpoint, yeah. And so I don't know if you know, but they've announced that Michael Keaton's Batman and Ben Affleck are both coming back. So
Ben Affleck as well. He's coming back for that, is he?
Yeah. Which blew everyone away. You know, it's like, hey, that happened. But Henry Cavill said this week, he's been saying that he's not going back and doing research, and yet there's the whole moustache thing with Justice League when they wiped it off his face. So, you know,
really poorly.
Yeah, so they've got to reshoot all of that, because I mean it's pretty obvious that was Joss Whedon's bits. So they've got to reshoot it, you know. But yeah, it's interesting. I really want to see, because it will be, because I think initially he was going to do 5 films, and now obviously he's not able to do that, so he's going to have to come up with some kind of ending or some way of extending it. Because it looks like maybe there's a possibility that HBO want to go forward with the Snyderverse as a separate universe, and Warner Brothers are on board with that, which would be fantastic. But if it isn't, if we can just get that ending to Man of Steel and BVS, you know, pretty sweet.
I think what everybody's looking forward to from the Zack Snyder cut, I think what everybody wants is the kind of the black suit Superman, don't they?
Oh yeah.
And then I think they want more focus on Cyborg as well.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what annoyed me more than anything about Justice League.
It was just kind of like a throwaway character, weren't it? Like, I wanted to know more about Cyborg, basically, and
if you watch the trailer as well, the original trailers from 2017, there's so much more when he's playing football before he gets injured.
The big football scene,
And Miles Dyson's his dad, and he gets disintegrated when he opens the mother box, and
that's right. Yeah,
really cool. You know, and I don't know if you've seen the latest trailer, but they've introduced Darkseid as well now. He's definitely in the new version.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh yeah, and Steppenwolf looks better as well. They fixed him as well. He doesn't look weird.
So and they're going to tie in the part from Batman vs Superman then, where Flash comes and visits.
That is the question. I was watching, because there's a YouTube channel, Cinema Blend. And I was watching that because they're doing a weekly video about everything that's coming out, the information. And apparently the original idea that Zack was going to do with Chris Terrio, I think his name is, who wrote it with him, that the idea was that Batman, when that happens, he's told by the Flash that Lois is going to be murdered. by Steppenwolf, I think it is. So basically, Batman has to go back in time, save Lois. Therefore, because obviously in BVS, him and Superman hate each other because they see the negative side. So it's going to bring them back together, and and then form the Justice League. And there was the idea.
Oh right.
So I know exactly. Yeah. And apparently, then Lois and Clark have a baby, and I think they call it Bruce. I think that's right. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll see how that pans out then.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. I mean, it's really weird because like that went tits up, and then I think all the stuff they've done since Wonder Woman. I love the character and I love the actress. I'm not so keen on the film. It's just all right.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
See, that's probably my favourite DC movie.
It is for most people apparently. I don't know. I mean, like Aquaman has gone right up the list now because I absolutely adore that film.
Yeah, I like Aquaman. I like what they did with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's proper weird, but it's so good.
That's what it is. Aquaman's one of those characters that shouldn't work on film at all, should he? It's just like it's just so like out there, so balmy, and then they've somehow made it work. It's like, and they've kept it kind of faithful as well to like the comic book and stuff like that. It's quite good.
It reminded me of The Mummy, 1999, the Brendan Fraser film. It's got that sort of Sunday afternoon family kind of vibe to it, where they're going on an adventure and he's going in under the sea and he's going over the desert. And you got that insane bit when he's running across the roof with Mira, and then, and then blokes with a helmet, and that one bit when he crashes and puts his head in the toilet. And it's like that should be so dumb, but it's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got Aquaman 2 coming as well. And did you watch Shazam?
Yeah, that was quite good. I thought that was
alright. It was. Yeah, I didn't think that he played the kid as, like it was like two separate characters. It didn't feel like it was Billy Batson growing up. It was a bit odd.
Yeah, I kind of get what you mean. Yeah, it was like, because obviously he's just supposed to be like a grown-up version of, like in body anyway. He's supposed to be like the grown-up form, but yeah, it just seemed like he completely changed character, didn't it? But
yeah, it's still a good film. I enjoyed it. I like a lot of this stuff because I don't read comics. I don't know anything, so I go into all these films blind most of the time. I mean, BVS, when I saw that at the cinema, and obviously, have you seen the Ultimate Edition of BVS? The 3-hour version?
No. I don't. Right. Oh, I might have actually. I might have watched it on Amazon Prime actually. I think they put the extended version up. Yeah, so I might have done.
Because I saw the cinematic one, and I come out of the cinema and I was, as I say, not knowing anything other than Batman from TV and Wonder Woman with Linda Carter, which is completely different. Yeah.
Do the spin.
Yeah, exactly. And I've got the Flash from the TV show on CW, but I didn't know anything about Cyborg or Aquaman or Steppenwolf and all this. And I went in and watched that film, and I was absolutely blown away by that film, even though most of it is missing, and you're just filling in the gaps for most of the film. And when everybody shit on it, I was like, what? I just couldn't get my head around it. When you watch the full version, the 3 hours, and they put all the story back together, then you go, oh, right, fair enough. Maybe you have got a slight point there. I mean,
I was fine. I was fine with that film. I walked out of that film thinking it was a lot better than I actually thought it was going to be. Do you know what I mean? So my reaction to it was probably completely opposite to everybody else's, to be honest. Yeah.
It's like when they complain. A lot of people complain that Batman v Superman doesn't happen until late in the film. And I'm like, it's not about them fighting. It's about their ideology. That's the whole point of the bloody film. It's like they can't see. Like Batman's looking at, Bruce is looking at Superman, and all he can see is this god that could destroy the Earth. He's not seeing all the positive sides, And it's like, I don't know. Some people just don't see it. Or that. When they just watch the film blind. It's like the man about Lex Luthor. I love that because it was so off the wall and completely different.
What's that?
What's his name? Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah, but he's not playing the Lex Luthor we know. It's supposed to be his son, isn't it?
Yeah, he's the son of him. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like the bit when he gets the Jolly Rancher and shoves in that bloke's mouth. I love all that stuff. It's pretty mad.
Yeah, but it is like I think the problem with it is that Jesse Eisenberg basically plays the same character in every film, don't he?
It's the only film I've liked him in. So
yeah, it's basically like watching him play. What's the founder of the Social Network?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, it's basically Mark Zuckerberg, isn't it?
Yeah, true. If you watch Zombieland, he does the same thing. Then did you watch the end of Justice League, the post-credit bit with Deathstroke?
Yeah, where they're on the boat and he says it's time to get a League of Our Own.
So, I mean, it's the thing. Ben Affleck was going to have his own solo film and he was going to fight Deathstroke, and they put out some previews of that, and it's like none of that come to be. You know,
I know. It's
just tragic. I mean, I know Ben was an alcoholic, so you know he got other things going on, but but yeah, I watched his latest film actually recently, The Way Back, where he plays an alcoholic, which is the weirdest thing to play when you're actually an alcoholic, and he manages a basketball team. He's all right.
I didn't even realise he was an alcoholic. I didn't know he was an alcoholic.
Yeah, he was going through some really rough times the last few years because he was married to Jennifer Garner, and at one point she went around his house, grabbed him, and chucked him in rehab and sorted him out. And he's back on track now, though. So yeah.
Are those two not together no more then?
No, she's moved on. Yeah, he was in a pretty bad way, and I think with Justice League being a mess as well, that added to it because he was really pissed off after Justice League.
Yeah. See, for me, Ben Affleck is probably one of my favourite Batmans. Do you know what I mean? I think after Keaton, he's probably the best Batman.
I think John Campea got it right when he said that the reason that Ben Affleck is the best Batman is because he understands that Bruce Wayne is the mask, not the Batman. He's a Batman as soon as his parents die, and he's just pretending to be Bruce Wayne in public. And he gets that perfect marriage of the two characters, where the other guys like Keaton and Clooney and Kilmer, they can do either Bruce or they can do Batman. You know, and even with Christian Bale, I would argue, I would argue his Batman is better than his Bruce Wayne, really.
Yeah. Although, having said that, Keaton probably is my favourite Batman, but only for one film, because I think as soon as when he did Batman Returns, I don't think he gave the same performance.
I watched them recently because I wanted to go back and watch Batman and Robin and Forever, because I've never seen them. I've watched Forever, I ain't got around to Batman and Robin. But I watched the 89 Batman and Returns, and I'm still the same way I was back then. I think that the 89 Batman holds up incredibly well, and Nicholson and Keaton and Kim Basinger, all absolutely superb performances, brilliant film all the way through. But Returns, the problem I think the mistake they made was the Penguin. There was too much focus on the Penguin.
Do you know how? You don't know how happy this conversation makes me, because every time people, I am not a fan of Batman Returns at all, and every time I say that, people kind of go, they just don't see why I don't like it. The only thing I like about Batman Returns is Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. That's the only thing I like about it. It's basically Tim Burton did a good job of the first one. So then the studio just kind of went, oh, you can do what you want with Returns, and it's just Tim Burton turned up to 11, isn't it? It's just fucking, it's bullshit.
It really is. It should have been a Catwoman film. That's it. Just don't even put the Penguin in it. Yeah, I wouldn't have even put Christopher Walken in it, to be honest.
No, and Michael Keaton just looked like he's bored to me through that film.
You know what amazed me, right, was that everyone was complaining after BVS about, Batman doesn't kill, Batman doesn't shoot people, and all this bullshit. And I was like, all right, I ain't read the comics, so maybe you're right, but I know there's variants in the comics. But I watched Batman, I think, it's Batman Returns, and the clowns. At one point, he gets a bomb, shoves it in a bloke's stomach, and sticks him down a hole. I was like, hang on a minute.
Yeah, the time bomb. Puts it on his face. Yeah. Just blows him up.
And it's like, Batman doesn't kill, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to watch Batman and Robin now. I need to see what Clooney's like.
Oh, mate.
I know.
You see, I watched that film in the cinema because a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I thought even if the film's not great, I thought he's got to be good. And to give him his dues, as cheesy as his part is, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger being Arnold Schwarzenegger, isn't it? Really, he is good in it. It's just the material that he was given was just shit. It's just what can you do with it? It's like, if you was given that script and those lines, would you have been able to do anything better with it? So you can't really blame him. But the film fucking dire, mate.
Well, I watched Forever, and Forever there was little bits of Forever. I thought, this is not cinematography. But the only thing I actually liked, the only character was Robin, and apparently people don't like Robin. But I thought he was quite good in that one.
I can't stand him, mate. He's just a whine. Is a whiny little bitch, isn't he? Have you seen the new, the Michael Bay Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Have you seen them films?
I've got the first one. I started watching the second one, and they start in the basketball game at the beginning. When they walk out the building, I turned it off.
Well, Casey Jones in the second one is played by Stephen Amell, and I was really looking forward to him playing that part because I quite like Arrow. I'm a big fan of Arrow. So I thought, so I thought he would be amazing in that role, and then he in that role. I don't know if you've watched the old film to see his performance, but he acts like Chris O'Donnell, Robin. He's just a whiny little bitch all the way through it. And it just totally put me off. I was like thinking, it's like a different act. It was like watching Chris O'Donnell. It was just like, fucking hell, this is Batman and Robin all over again. It's like, oh no.
Don't you have Bebop and Rocksteady in the second one?
Yeah, that's probably the best thing about it.
Right. It's weird that sometimes I watch a film and I don't know if it's my mood or what it is, but I watch it and I just can't watch this shit and turn it off. And that's what happened because it was so dumb and I was like, I can't sit this.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's like it's got all the ingredients to make a really lovely pie, but when you bite it, yeah, but then when you the Michael Bay meat pie, it looks great, but when you bite into it, it tastes like shit.
It's so frustrating because he can make good films and he has, but then he makes a lot of crap as well.
like the Rock. That's probably one of my favourite Michael Bay films.
See, I like the first Transformer film he did. I thought that was pretty decent.
Yeah, that was pretty decent actually. Yeah, that was another cinema film that I watched.
Don't know what happened after that though. It went
a bit Pete Tong after that, didn't it?
Oh my god, it's. I remember watching. There was the Age of Extinction, the fourth one, I think it was, and it's on for about 3 hours or something ridiculous, and about 2 hours or so into it, I just went, I just can't sit any longer. I can't sit for another hour and watch this shit. Yeah.
I think I was the same. Age of Extinction. I can't even remember what happens in that one.
It's Mark Wahlberg when he finds one, he puts it in.
Oh yeah, that's the Wahlberg one, isn't it?
Yeah. Christ.
The Marky Mark one.
I don't know how you get Transformers wrong. I mean, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. The last one that they did, was it the Last Night or something like that?
Yeah, the one with Anthony Hopkins in it. I haven't watched that one.
Mate, that one's even worse. Just give it a miss. Don't even bother watching it. It's absolutely. It's a half-star film, if that.
It's all the stupid humour. He always has to do that. It's like, I mean, Hollywood's bad for that anyway. They have to put humour in everything. It's like you don't have to make everything light. As you were saying about BBS and that, you can just have it be dark.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to. I mean, like Batman annoys me because it's like he lives in sodding Gotham, one of the most crime-ridden cities in history. And it's like, oh yeah, he's going to be cracking jokes, and
yeah. It's like, come on, man! It's Gotham for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. You can do it in Metropolis.
It's dull. It's depressing, and that's what's made Batman what he is. It's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Crazy. Have you seen Alita Battle Angel?
No, I've not. No.
Mate, I'd recommend it. It's absolutely amazing. I'm not a big anime guy. I don't care about that stuff. But I just saw the first trailer was terrible because they messed the face up with the animation. Then they fixed it in the second trailer, and I thought, it looks pretty decent. I'll just go. Cinema's cheap enough here, so I just thought, well, why not go and watch it? And it was one of the best films I saw. I think it was last year. I think it was absolutely outstanding film. The visual effects alone, when you see her moving around, it just blows your mind.
Oh.
But it's also got a really solid story as well.
See, that's on Amazon Prime at the minute for 99p. I think it's on a 99p offer, so I might watch that then.
Yeah, I hate the way that Amazon do that. You pay your money and they still charge you. Bastards.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's fucking...
Yeah, I watched Horrible Bosses the other night. I'd never seen it before, and I thought, I'll just watch that. And they got number 2 on there, so I put them both on the watch list. Watched the first one, and I thought, oh, that's all right. I'll watch the second one. Went on, it was like £7.50 or something. Oh, come on.
It's not even a new film, is it? Neither.
No, it's look at their films from like 25 years ago and they charge it. It's like, what?
Yeah. They did that with the... I was watching rewatching the Lethal Weapon series. I thought, I haven't watched Lethal Weapon for years. So I went back and watched them all, and they had all of them except for the fourth one, and they wanted you to pay for the fourth one. I was thinking, well, that's like...
The crap
I know, it's not even the best one, but I was thinking... It's still like over 20 years old, that film now. It's not like it's exactly a new film. It's just like, and they wanted you to pay full whack for it. It's like, fuck off, come on.
Is that the one with Rene Russo in? I think that's it, wasn't it?
Rene Russo, yeah, she enters in the third one, don't she? But
What was the? I'm trying to think. I know the first two I know pretty well. What was the third one?
So,
Yeah.
yeah, the third one is it's Rene Russo, and then they get together. And did they get? I think they get married at the end of it, don't they?
Oh, okay.
Or did they get married in the fourth? I can't remember.
Yeah, because I can only really remember number 2 in particular because of Patsy Kensitt's boob as she rolls over, and that's always stuck in my mind though.
Yeah, they kill her off, don't they? They kill her off and put her under the water.
Is it number 2 when it's? I don't know if it's Danny Glover or Mel Gibson. I think it's Danny Glover's house and he's having the work done. He's got all the plastic sheeting up and stuff, and he gets a nail gun and starts attacking him.
I think that is number 2, or is that number? That might be number 3. You know.
Yeah, it could be a blending of the films. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think number 3 is the one. Is it the one where he's got the bomb on the toilet?
I don't know.
Is it where he's sat on the toilet?
Yeah.
And there's like a bomb underneath the toilet, and
I have to watch these again now.
Yeah, because I've not long. I say not long. It was probably like last year sometime, but yeah, I can't even remember now. So
I've been pushing myself and all like last few days, but because of Amazon and Netflix, I've run out of things to watch. I watch so much in lockdown, just finding films I've never heard of. So I'm trying to watch films that I would never normally go out of my way to watch. So I was telling Steve the other night I watched Crazy Rich Asians.
Right,
yeah, exactly. And I thought I'll give it a shot because I've heard that it's a decent film and it's not something I'd watch. And it was alright. It's pretty good. It's a pretty standard romance story. It's nothing new. It's just from a different perspective, really. But it's alright. It's a pretty good film. And then I watched the film after that, which I found because I started watching Anna Kendrick films. I love Anna Kendrick, but the film was terrible quality. She was really good, but the film was shit. So I turned that off, and I found a Simon Pegg film I'd never heard of called Man Up. It's an English film about a woman in the mid-30s who gets on a train, her life's going to shit, and she meets a woman on the train who's reading a self-help book, and she leaves the book for her, and before she goes, she tells her that she got the book because she's meeting a bloke for a date, and they're using the book to show, to identify each other. But she falls asleep, the girl leaves the book, she takes the book off the train, Simon Pegg thinks she's his date, and then they got hijinks ensue kind of thing. She just goes along with it. But for a British film, I thought it was actually quite funny. So yeah,
I'll have to check it out, man. Yeah, I'm always up for a movie recommendation, mate.
I don't watch British films much, but because most of them are bollocks. But it's always like all that like Trouble Up Mill and bloody everyone's dying and
Trouble Up Mill. Oh, Trouble Up Mill.
It's either that or Cockney gangster films. It's like, can we do something better,
Yeah, it's very formatic. Like you say, the old Cockney gangster film.
So I love Guy Ritchie though. I'll give him a pass because everything he does is really good.
Have you seen The Gentleman?
I was just going to say, yeah, what a great film that was.
Yeah, that's one that I've watched recently during lockdown.
Brilliant. So yeah, Hugh Grant was fantastic in that. So funny.
I'm not a fan of Hugh Grant, but I thought he was brilliant in that film. So
him and bloke who played Jackson Sons of Anarchy. I keep forgetting his name. He was in King Arthur and all. It's just
he was in. I've actually a few nights ago as well. I watched the remake of Papillon as well. So
God.
He's in that as well. So I forgot his name now.
Yeah,
Charlie Hunnam.
That's the one. Yeah, he's really good in that. I thought. Yeah, it's pretty decent. So yeah, I must admit, I thought The Gentleman was. I wasn't sure what it was going to be like, but really surprised me how much I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it always throws me off when Hunnam speaks in his normal accent because I'm so used to him playing Jack Teller like.
I was really shocked when I found that out. That was like an Idris Elba moment. I was like, what? It's proper weird.
Because have you ever seen Green Street?
Is that the one with what's it, the kid out the Hobbit films? What's his name?
Yeah.
That's the football one anyway. He's in the pub, yeah. I've seen the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Charlie Hunnam, a very young Charlie Hunnam.
Is he in that, is he?
Yeah, he plays the main guy. He plays Peter, whatever his name.
Oh, okay.
He plays the main thug-like kind of thing.
Ah, yeah. What's his name now? The kid out of the bloody Hobbit that's in it.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, it's that American bloke.
Elijah Wood.
That's the one. Yeah. So I was going to say, like Guy Ritchie, like lately he's been on such a roll with like diversity. I mean, he did Aladdin, King Arthur, and then he did The Gentleman. And like all three of them are solid. I mean, I know people don't like King Arthur, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I kind of like parts of the King Arthur, but overall, I thought it was a bit boring.
I think you have to like Guy Ritchie's style as well, don't you? Because it is very much a Guy Ritchie film with the whole, the fast movement and everything.
Yeah, see, I liked his Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, they're really good. He's supposed to be doing another one of them at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, could do with it. That's another thing. I've got them on the Amazon. I still haven't got around to watching them again. I need to watch both of them.
Yeah, see, I think they're really good.
Have you watched Robin Hood that came out recently with the kid out of Kingsman?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Bollocks.
It's just me that likes it. And
I can't stand it. That's not a Ritchie film, is it?
I don't know. That's a good point. I don't know who made that.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, I'm not sure now. I don't think it is. No.
Do you really like that?
Yeah, I genuinely do think it's a good film. I enjoyed it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx, Charlie Hunnam, the bloke who plays the Sheriff of Nottingham, whose name who's an incredible actor. Oh, he's in everything. He's in Star Wars. That is brilliant. No, I thought that was a really cool film. You say,
you know the worst thing about being from Nottingham as well? Every time they fuck up a Robin Hood movie, it gets you right here when you're in Nottingham, when you're a Nottsman.
So you had Kevin Costner, so yeah.
It was a good Robin Hood, but he just couldn't speak in English accent.
I haven't seen the Russell Crowe one though, so I don't know what that's like.
It's quite good. It's quite funny hearing him trying to do a Midlands accent though.
Is that what he's? Oh god.
Yeah, because he's trying to do like an East Midlands accent, and it's like East Midlands is like one of the hardest accents to do, isn't it? Because it's not a really prominent accent. Well, I don't think it is because I'm from here, but
I can hear the differences. There's certain ways like you pronounce words, like all of us, the way there's certain things just jump out at you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously I'm from the West Midlands, and like basically accents change every 5 minutes. Yeah, it always makes me laugh that. Like I watch a lot like American travellers and that on YouTube, and when they come over here, they're always really surprised because they expect the London thing, and they come outside of London, and they're like, "Jesus, what's going on?"
They can't understand what we're saying, can we? They can't understand what you're saying.
It's some accents, but I like down here in Somerset, some of them I'm just like, what? It's like, no, you're proper farmers,
See, yeah, that's the thing, because you've originally Birmingham, aren't you? And then
Yeah.
Because I actually remember, because if you go back and watch some of your early stuff, I think you sound more Birmingham, and then
Really?
Yeah, now you've got like a bit of a softer accent, haven't you? So
well, I always get told it's because I work in offices, and that's why I've got a softer accent. I have to be more professional, So it depends. If I'm like around other people from the Midlands, I didn't realise until I left there that we speak really quickly, and I've become more aware of the way that we don't pronounce words correctly and we cut letters off and things, and it's like. I've learned over being on YouTube as well, because in the early days I used to get a lot of Americans that go, "Can you slow down? Because I can't understand you." So I had to really try and tone the accent down a bit the best I could. Yeah.
So as a Midlander, are you like me? Do you get pissed off when Northerners call us Southerners and Southerners call us Northerners?
Well, we're Midlanders. Apparently it doesn't exist though. So.
We're Midlanders. Do you know what I mean? We're from the middle of the lands. It's
a real thing.
Yeah, they don't believe us. It's like, no, you're Northern, or you're like, no, we're Midlanders.
Yeah, we're impartial. We don't have a view.
yeah, exactly. We don't like any of you.
And they probably don't like us, but
yeah.
It is weird though. It's like, we know where you come from. Do you say mum, mam, or mom?
Mum.
Yeah, oh, okay. So that's like more of a Northern thing.
Yeah, mum. So.
You see, because I say mum, that's what we all say in our area.
Yeah. I mean, we just say mum as well, but like if we're speaking kind of like, I don't know, it's like, so you would say, this is my mum and my dad, but if like your mum wanted to do something, you'd say like, oh, my mum asked me to do something, rather than your mum. It's like weird. So.
Yeah, that's something I didn't know until I left Birmingham, that because to us, it's just mum and dad, it's just normal. And then you go outside of Birmingham and like no one says it.
It's like what do they say, like ma and pop?
Yeah, it's all mum and all that. And it's just, for years I could never understand why I couldn't get a Mother's Day card with mum on, and they still don't make them. And it's like about 1 million people in the Midlands, or 2 million or something. It's like, come on, give us some cards.
Yeah, they don't do Mum's Day card, do they?
Yeah, it's like, honestly, it's like, I've tried to find out by googling, like, because being mum is an Americanism. I've always wondered. There must have been at some point in our history in England where the Americans, because obviously we went there, they must have come over and populated the Midlands at some point. I reckon. I don't know why they settled there, but
yeah, fucking weird, isn't it?
Yeah, there's two Americans I've watched the Wandering Ravens, and they're over here at the moment in Ireland, and they do a lot of British culture videos, and they're trying to examine it all, and it's because they're a bit more educated than the normal videos I watch. So they're sort of like looking at it like deeply and trying to understand like the etymology of words and all this kind of thing, and figuring out different. It's funny. I love watching Americans listen to different accents around our country, and like Wales and Ireland and Scotland, and it's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. It's like when they try to pronounce our villages and stuff like that, and it comes out so like Nottingham is like Nottingham, and so it's like what?
To be fair, I watched the video they did on that, and some of them I hadn't got a clue, and it's like you look at it and you go, oh, it must be that, and then it's something completely different. It's like
it's like Worcester, they say Worcester, don't they?
So
Worcester sauce.
Yeah, or Lancashire.
Lancashire. Yeah. England. Where's the Ger bit coming? It's England. It's just like two syllables. Where's the third syllable coming from?
I didn't know. Apparently, I know Americans don't know Wales exists. So that was interesting. Apparently,
I know a lot of them think that like the whole of the UK is just England, don't they? They just think.
I will hold my hands up and honestly say that I didn't know until a couple of years ago when Ant and Dec made it clear on one of their programs that there's a difference between Great Britain and the United Kingdom. I wasn't aware. I learned something there. I don't know why I never knew that. I just always assumed it was the same thing, but of course it's not, because Great Britain's the three of us, and then you got Northern Ireland for the United Kingdom, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know something. Yeah.
Every day's a learning day.
Exactly, yeah. I'm not afraid to say I don't know. Right, well, I think we'll wrap it up because we've been going on for quite a while, haven't we? So,
yeah, blood, fucking hell.
I know, yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming on the channel, Adam. I really appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, absolute pleasure, mate. Great time.
Yeah, it's been fun. So, yeah, obviously go and check out Adam's channel. There are links down below in the description as well. Give him a sub because you will enjoy his content. He's absolutely brilliant. And, thank you very much, mate.
Thank you for asking me to be on. Yeah, great.
No problem.
I look forward to your future videos.
Thank you.
Trying to sell me the Amico.
Oh, well, you know that's going to happen. So I'm going to ride that one till it runs out. Until someone finally leaves a comment and says, will you stop making this sodding Amico? Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.
No probs.